What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Vallivue Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Vallivue, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it, how to dream big, and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Community 1904.
Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Magic Valley Game Night, presented by D.L. Evans Bank. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. We come to you live from Burley tonight for a Class 4A non-conference battle. It's the 0-1 Vallivue Falcons up against the 1-0 Burley Bobcats. Hi, everybody inside the broadcast booth. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane. Boy, there is a renewed excitement surrounding this Burley Bobcat program. New coaching staff, brand new turf laid down over the offseason, new logo, and a new start to the year. 1-0 with a big win over Mountain Home last week in a conference matchup.
Yeah, it's a tough way to start the season off in a conference play, and they took down Mountain Home 62-39 in that contest and threw up some big-time offensive power. Jacob Williams, the receiver from Burley, had 14 catches, 168 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that contest.
Yeah, just another day at the park for this Burley offense. Promises to be explosive under first-year head coach Cameron Anderson, was previously the head coach in Gooding for 12 years, took the Senators to the 3A semifinals last year in his final year at Gooding. And, boy, there's a lot of exciting weapons around this Burley offense. They had 330 yards passing, 192 yards rushing, 522 yards of total offense in that 62-39 win over Mountain Home last week. Check this out, though. The Tigers actually had more yards than Burley, 569 total. So the defense for Burley, needs to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah, that's you don't want to see that many yards given up, but you're happy to get out of there with a win and, yeah, some defensive adjustments. But, yeah, nice win in the conference.
And Vallivue started their season 0-1. They played Twin Falls, a team that's in Burley's conference last week. They lost that game. Vallivue hosted it. They lost 41-32. They had 451 yards of total offense, 350 on the ground. We know this is a Vallivue team that loves to run the rock, and Tyson Fox was the guy doing the damage. 18 carries, 186 yards, and 3 touchdowns last week. But Vallivue, kind of like Burley, got into a shootout, but they were on the wrong end and lost to Twin Falls by 9. So we'll see if Vallivue can get the first win of the season or if it'll be Burley starting 2-0. The Bobcats will be kicking off to start tonight's contest. Vallivue has 3 return men back deep, standing in the middle, as the primary return man is Koa Mao, a 5'11 senior. And Tristan Price ready to boot it deep here for the Bobcats on a hot night in Burley. It's an onside kick, and it hits one of the Bobcats before it travels the requisite 10 yards, and so that will be a 10-yard penalty on an illegal procedure. Wow, an onside kick attempt to start the game, though, Sean.
Hey, that's sometimes the best time to try that is when you're not expecting it. But it's going to give them very good field position here to start the game. Or are they re-kicking?
I think they'll re-kick. And now you assume that they would just go ahead and send it deep, but we'll wait and see. Vallivue says, we're not falling for that again. They'll switch out and bring the hands team on. Or no, they won't bring the offense out. You're right.
Oh, okay.
So they will just take it 1st and 10. So here's this Vallivue offense. Lost a lot of production to graduation a year ago. New quarterback this year is Isaac Moore. And he's a 6'3", 165-pound sophomore. So good size for this Falcons option attack. And again, the Vallivue Falcons love to run the ball. It'll be 1st and 10 for Vallivue, right where it touched the Burley player at the Bobcat 42-yard line. So great field position for Vallivue to start things off tonight. Wing back in motion, and the play blown dead before it can start. That was Tyson Fox, the man in motion. We'll be calling his name a lot tonight for Vallivue. But a false start penalty against the Falcons will move it back.
Kind of a choppy start here. Not a real rhythm so far.
Yeah, 2 quote-unquote plays, 2 penalties. It's now 1st and 15 for the Falcons. Ball back at the Burley 47-yard line. Vallivue in the white uniforms with the light gold helmets. Good, clean look. Burley in the home greens. First home game of the year for this new-look Burley Bobcat program. Play action fake. Moore going to take a shot down the sideline. Overshot his man. Incomplete. Intended receiver was Koa Mao. It'll be 2nd and 15. And something to keep an eye on tonight for the Burley Bobcats is an exciting transfer player from Kimberly, Gatlin Bear. Already has several Division I offers. He's the top-ranked recruit in the class of 2024, just a junior. Didn't play in the season opener last week with an injury, but he suited up tonight and ran through pregame drills, and we'll keep an eye out for him. Handoff inside, lowering the shoulder for a gain of 2 up to the 45-yard line. And on the carry that time for Vallivue was Sean Gassett. So Gassett, the fullback, number 5, gets the inside carry for a gain of 2. And that'll make it 3rd down and 13 now for Vallivue. Passing situation here for the Falcons. Play action fake. Moore rolling out. On the run, has time, fires deep, but over the head of Noah Clark, the intended receiver. Incomplete pass will bring up 4th down. And now, Sean, interesting question. You're in Burley territory. Do you punt? Do you go for it?
I mean, it looks like they're bringing out the punt team, but at this point, you almost maybe go for it. I don't know.
Well, we'll wait and see, but
when you're at that 50-yard line, it's there's no wind tonight. You might just want to get a good punt and get Burley pinned back on their end zone.
It's always tempting to go for it for sure. It looks like Moore will line up and do the punting as well, so that's always an added dynamic. And there is the kick. It's a high, deep one. Will take a Vallivue bounce and will be downed at the 8-yard line. Got a nice bounce there. The return man for Burley, Ryan Jensen, said, I'm not touching that, and thought it might roll into the end zone, but nice punt by Vallivue, and Burley will be backed up inside their own 10.
Yeah, so that worked out pretty well for Vallivue,
And now it's Burley's turn to get to work on offense, led by quarterback Caleb Loveland. Loveland, big, tall junior. Actually, big, tall senior, beg your pardon. We'll start in a spread formation here on first down. Loveland back to pass. Going to take a deep shot over the middle. It is Holden at the 35-yard line and up to the 37. That's Khalil Schroeder on the reception from the 9 all the way up to the 37-yard line. And Burley to the line quickly here in the no huddle. Loveland will hand off. This is Ramsey Trevino, 3-year starter at running back. And Trevino will take it to the 40 for a gain of 4. So that was a nice pass play of 26 yards from Loveland to Schroeder. Burley in great position here. They're going to sling it in the flat. That's Gatlin Bear, his first reception as a Burley Bobcat. Caught on the near sideline out to the 47-yard line. And it should be enough for a Burley first down, and it is. That's a gain of 8. They'll move the sticks.
So three plays, 2 first downs. Not a bad start for the Bobcats.
1st and 10 for Burley now. Ball is at their own 48-yard line. And again, Loveland out of a shotgun here. Burley running the no-huddle offense. Loveland has time. Pump fakes. Now will take off and run on the run. Fires over the middle. That's caught at the Vallivue 36-yard line. And that time on the reception is Braxton Bowen. So Bowen with the reception. And another first down.
Loveland's doing a really good job of avoiding that first pressure.
21 yards to Bowen. 1st and 10 for Burley. Ball is at the Vallivue 42-yard line. Loveland gonna sling it. Caught by Gatlin Bear inside the 30 and will slip out of bounds at the 27. Actually, the 28, they'll mark it. That is a gain of 9 on first down, or a gain of 8, and we'll call it 2nd and a short 2. So 2nd and 2 for Burley. We're down to 7:55 to play in our opening quarter of action. Loveland taking a shot for Bear in the end zone, overthrew him. Bear got tied up a little bit out there with the Vallivue cornerback, Chad Ferguson, in coverage, and so incomplete. 3rd down and 2. First incomplete pass of the night for Loveland.
And he's had plenty of time. I've liked what the Burley's offensive line's been able to do, is give him just enough time to get those passes off.
So 3rd and 2 here. We'll see if Trevino gets the call. And it won't matter. A hard count, and the Vallivue defensive end jumps off sides. That's Brock Terry, a sophomore, and that'll give Burley 5 yards in penalty yardage and a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 now for the Bobcats. Ball at the Vallivue 24-yard line. So they're getting closer and closer. Down to 7:48 to play, opening quarter of action. Loveland going to throw a screen pass. That's caught by Khalil Schroeder.
Why, he's getting some looks.
Burley's going to go for 2. It's Ramsey Trevino on a direct snap play, and Trevino runs it in. So 8-0. Burley with the lead. 7:16 to play in our opening period of action. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night, presented by D.L. Evans Bank on IdahoSports.com.
When life calls for necessary add-ons, your home can pitch in to help with a new home equity line of credit from D.L. Evans Bank. This is living on a whole new level. This is community banking.
Welcome back to Burley. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane here on Magic Valley Game Night. Well, that didn't take long. 8-0 Burley in front of Vallivue on their opening drive. They march it down the field in short order. It's a 14-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Loveland to Gatlin Bear, making his Burley debut. And 7:16 to play opening quarter. Sean, pretty impressive opening drive.
Yeah, just not really any, way to stop all the different options for Burley, and Vallivue's going to have to adjust in the secondary, but you like that quick score and points on the board.
Price will kick off again for Burley. 3 return men back deep for the Falcons of Vallivue. It's going to be a squibber taken at the 20-yard line. Nice return out to the 30, the 40. One man to beat across midfield. This could go the distance, and it will be an 80-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by the Falcons. What an incredible play. They're dogpiling the return man. A sensational return. Trying to get a look at the number. It looked like Emerson Waldall, but hold on. It's actually on the return Tyler Buckley, but it looks like a penalty flag came out around midfield as well, Sean, so hold the phone here. The Vallivue fans, you can hear them yelling, "Are you kidding me?" What a return by Tyler Buckley of Vallivue, though.
Just straight up the sideline, and he had an extra gear once he got past the 50. No one was going to catch him. But it looks like it's coming back, Brandon.
That's a bummer. I can see some fans sitting right in front of us. We're over on the visitor side with the Vallivue. They got Buckley on the back of the shirt, so what an exciting moment for Tyler Buckley and his family. And we talk about this sometimes where even though it was a penalty and the play doesn't officially count, you can save that for the highlight reel, right?
Yeah, it was still pretty sweet.
Regardless, a great return. It'll be 1st and 10 for Vallivue at the ball at the Burley 49-yard line.
And could pay off later, They're not going to want to kick to him. Well, Burley's going to have to find some different options in the kicking because that's going to be rough.
They're going to have to get that figured out for sure. So I guess the Burley 49 is where the penalty occurred, so now they'll mark it off 10 yards. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 36-yard line. So Vallivue went 3 and out in pretty quick order their first time out. We'll see what the Falcons can do here on the second possession of the game.
And I'm not sure I heard what the penalty was, so.
I think it was must have been a personal foul because it was a 15-yard penalty. Here's a big handoff to Tyson Fox, meanwhile. Fox will take it to the Burley 40-yard line.
Well, Vallivue runners definitely like that side of the field.
That is a gain of 26 and a Falcons first down. And Tyson Fox averaged about 10 yards per carry for Vallivue last week in that tight loss to Twin Falls. So,
yeah, he's kind of quick like a Fox. Oh, there we go.
I knew that was coming at some point tonight. His older brother Carson Fox was a pretty good running back in the day for Vallivue as well. Inside handoff again across the 40 to the 38-yard line of the Bobcats goes Fox. That time a gain of 2. And you just hear a Vallivue fan yell, "Put Tyler back in, Tyler Buckley." Tyson Fox, pretty good running back though. So
yeah, it's not a problem to have a lot of options.
Yes, and Vallivue always does. They have a stable of backs. 6.5 to play first quarter. 2nd and 8 for the Falcons. It's a double handoff inside. This is Mao on the carry. Mao will take it across right to the 30-yard line. What do you think of that play, Sean? They start with the handoff to Fox going one way, and then Fox hands it off to Mao going the other direction.
Yeah, I thought he dropped it, but he was handing it off. You know what I mean? It looked like a broken play, but it was actually going to the other guy. I thought, oh, crap, he's fumbled it, but nice little trickery.
Well, in Vallivue, head coach Lane Coffin's been doing this a long time. Has won 2 state championships in his tenure back at Century High School in Pocatello in the early 2000s. He's been at Vallivue for several years, though. Another inside handoff. This is Fox breaking it to the outside, and Fox will get the first down on 3rd and inches. Will take it to the Burley 25-yard line. That's a gain of 4 for Fox. So 1st and 10 for the Falcons now. Ball is at the Burley 24-yard line. 8-0 Bobcat lead. 5:20 to play in our opening quarter of action. Moore under center. And all sorts of movement here. What do you think, Sean? Who blinked first?
I'll be honest with you. It was the sun. The sun was in my eyes.
Yeah, we are staring right at the sun. So I'm kind of like peering over your shoulder here in the broadcast booth, just trying to like see without the sun blinding me. So first game back, Sean. We're getting nice and comfy with each other.
Well, it could be worse. We'll be complaining it's too cold before long. You know, that's kind of how it goes. That's
right. So now all sorts of movement again, and I think Burley jumped this time.
I definitely saw Burley, but
we'll see what the call is here. Could just the 5 yards Vallivue lost. They might be getting back. It is encroachment on the Bobcats.
And you can see, you know, Vallivue's got this potent running game. Burley's going to try to get into those gaps quickly and could lead to some of those calls.
So 1st and 10 for Vallivue, right where we started it. Ball is going to be at the Burley 24-yard line. We've got 4:37 to play here in our opening. That's like a Bill Belichick move. The 2 penalties took like a minute off the clock. Just well known for doing that. Inside handoff, this is Fox breaking it to the outside, and Fox across the 20 down to the 16-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short here. 2nd and 2, we'll call it for Vallivue. Vallivue trying to answer after Burley went down and scored on their first drive. And the other nice thing about the rushing attack is it keeps that Burley offense off the field. Mal, the man in motion. Mal will get the call, runs into his own guy, still going, will be brought down around the 12. So Mal was on the carry that time, and he ran into his lead blocker, Noah Clark. That will be enough for the first down, though. A gain of 4 for Mao. Makes it 1st and 10 for Vallivue. Ball at the Burley 12. Quarterback sneak this time. Look at Moore pushing the pile across the 10 down to the 9. Interesting to see the QB sneak on a 1st and 10 play, Sean.
Yeah. I guess it's a good, you know, you've ran it so many times, you're maybe trying to catch them off guard straight up the middle. Vallivue's kind of been going on the outside edges on those runs.
So Moore picks up 4, makes it 2nd and 6, and we've got an official timeout here. Looks like one of the Vallivue players has a cleat that came unlaced. Lost his shoe entirely. He's got to put it back on, so.
They're going to make you play with 2 nowadays.
I know, right?
All the rules.
There's been, you know, a couple times in the NFL, there's been like guys that have kicked barefooted.
Oh, man. Can you imagine someone's 300-pound lineman's head landing on that barefoot? Ugh.
No. That sounds unpleasant. That was Isaac Moore, the quarterback. Of course, we're going to give him time to get his shoe back on. 2:58 to play here, opening quarter. 8-0 Burley, but Vallivue knocking at the door. It is 2nd down and 6 for the Bobcats inside the Burley 10. And this play blown dead before it can start. Could be in the area of a false start. We'll see. For a non-conference battle here between teams that have playoff aspirations. Vallivue made the playoffs last year, had probably the biggest upset of the opening round. They knocked out previously undefeated Minico, 28-14. Burley just missed out on the playoffs. They tied for 3rd place in their conference with Mountain Home. Their conference, the Great Basin Conference, got 3 teams automatically to the playoffs. It was all back to that week 1 matchup. Mountain Home beat Burley by a touchdown. And so Mountain Home because of a week 1 win, got the 3rd playoff spot. They played each other last week. Burley didn't want to have the same fate. And there is Vallivue showing that they're going to avoid the same fate they had on their opening drive, because this time they'll finish it off with a touchdown from 9 yards out. That's Tyson Fox. And Vallivue on the board. Now the question is, does Vallivue go for 2 and try and tie it up at 8 here?
Looks like they are.
Again, nothing fancy on that drive, right?
Just kind of just some solid running and good blocking up front. You know, Vallivue's offensive line's pretty big.
Yeah, and they're young, but they're doing a nice job. And look at that. Ball fake and a quarterback keeper, and Moore will keep it and run it in for 2. And we are tied up at 8 with 2:48 to play here in our opening quarter of action. We will be back with more Magic Valley Game Night right after this on IdahoSports.com.
So as far as people think, you know, I live in a small town, it's Idaho, the virus isn't going to make it here. I mean, sadly, we've seen it goes everywhere. We've seen people from, you know, even the smallest towns here in Idaho have come in, they've had the virus, had to be treated for it. And so we just recommend to everybody, no matter where you are, go ahead and get the vaccine, protect yourself, protect those around you. So I think it's important that the community gets vaccinated, because I think that's the only way we're going to be able to entirely beat this virus. The more that get the vaccine, the better chance we have of being able to return back to normal life.
Welcome back to Burley. Brandon Bainey, Sean Kane with you on Magic Valley Game Night, presented by D.L. Evans Bank. And we're all tied up at 8 after Vallivue scores on a 9-yard touchdown run by Tyson Fox. And we mentioned all on the ground, and that young, big, strong offensive line for the Falcons looked pretty good.
Yeah, two totally different drives, right? Burley went down, no huddle, lots of throws, and Vallivue went down just kind of slow and methodical with nice running on both wings and up the middle with some quarterback sneaks.
And now the Falcons will kick off. Noah Clark to do the honors. This will go out of bounds away from the return man Ryan Jensen, and this will be an illegal procedure penalty against Vallivue. So we'll see if Burley just takes it at the 35. That's kind of what it looks like is happening. So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 35-yard line. Brand new coaching staff, 1 new player, brand new turf, brand new logo. A lot of excitement around this Burley program trying to get to the playoffs.
Looked like a big new Bobcat tunnel for the team to come out of. I don't remember that last year, so that might be new as well.
Yeah, there's a renewed excitement around this Bobcat program, no doubt about it. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. They'll go empty set here, 5 wide. Loveland, screen pass, caught by Trevino in the flat. And Trevino keeping the legs churning across the 45. We'll see where he stepped out. Looks like they're going to mark him out at the 44 for a gain of 9. So Trevino's first catch of the night. 4 different Burley receivers have caught a pass so far this evening.
Yeah, I was going to say you're going to run out of room on that sheet for receivers. The way Burley's slinging it.
And another flag on the play as well. It's a face mask against Vallivue. And it looks like it was the 15-yard variety, Sean, the personal foul face mask. And so that is going to help out Burley significantly. We'll put the ball all the way down to the Vallivue 46-yard line. Actually, the 41, beg your pardon.
You know, basically in scoring position from being on the other side of the field.
2:40 to play, first quarter. Loveland empty set again. Has time, taking a deep shot, has a man. Just missed. Ryan Jensen on the route. Boy, Loveland's got a big, strong arm. He's not afraid to huck it downfield.
He's not afraid to kind of go across, too, you know, kind of across the grain with that arm and make some tough throws.
So incomplete pass makes it 2nd and 10, and For Vallivue defensively tonight, I think the key is going to be the pass rush. Can they get a pass rush on Loveland?
Get some pressure in there and make him make some bad decisions maybe.
It's been a relatively painless night for Loveland so far this evening. You've got two receivers stacked at the top of your screen. Gatlin Bear all the way at the bottom. Loveland spins it, has time. Will float it again, looking for Jensen, and again overshoots him. I'm not sure if there's some miscommunication between quarterback and receiver. The last two passes, they've tried to go to Jensen deep, and it's just been off just a little.
Yeah. It kind of looks like maybe that was originally where they wanted to go to, and that's kind of what the defense is given, and Loveland's having to force it in there a little bit. But he's still getting plenty of time. Loveland's got a lot of time to throw the ball, so
yeah,
credit to the Burley offensive line.
Yeah, Burley O-line doing a great job as well tonight. It's 3rd and 10 now for the Bobcats. They will try the sweep play with Khalil Schroeder. Breaks one tackle, looking for the edge. Will be close, but not quite enough on 3rd and 10. It'll bring up 4th down for the Bobcats, and I'm sure they'll go for it here. Khalil Schroeder will pick up 6 to make it 4th and 4. Look at this, Burley lining up, not wasting any time. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4 here. Loveland with a hard count, trying to get Vallivue to commit. Now they'll get the play call from the sideline. 4th and 4 for the Bobcats. They've got to get to the Vallivue 25-yard line to pick up the first down. Trevino bounces to the outside, and forward momentum. Looks like he's got enough. And he does. That'll be a Burley first down. He needed 4. That's exactly what he got, Sean.
Yeah, and Trevino's a great running back. Like you said, started 3 years, so they're going to lean on him, I think, as the game goes on.
And he's taller for a running back. He's 6'1", 6'2", so uses that long body to his advantage. Loveland slings it, dropped in the end zone. 2nd and 10. They're trying to go to Jacob Williams. First time we've called his name tonight. First time they've looked his way. It's incomplete. 2nd down.
Yeah, he had it just in the breadbasket there. Just couldn't keep it.
We're down to 1:50 to play in our opening quarter of action. Tied at 8. Burley facing a 2nd and 10 from the Vallivue 25-yard line. Here on Magic Valley Game Night, IdahoSports.com. Loveland ready again. Will throw it short for Gatlin Bear, and it's dropped. That's now 4 incomplete passes in a row by Loveland. Certainly no fault of his own. A couple have been miscommunication on the routes and then back-to-back drops.
Yeah, how many times has he thrown it so far?
12.
12 times, so. Yeah, you got to catch some of those when it comes down to crunch time.
He kind of throws with a sidearm delivery as well. Loveland on 3rd and 10, feeling the heat. Dances his way out of pressure, trying to set up. Now we'll reverse back the other way. In all sorts of trouble, will be sacked. Back at the 36-yard line. There's the pass rush we were talking about from Vallivue. And coming through with the sack for the Falcons that time is Sean Gassett. So Gassett with a huge sack for Vallivue. And now it's 4th and forever for Burley. It looks like they're going to keep the offense out there.
And we've got a Vallivue player down.
Vallivue player injured as well. That play lost 5, 10, 14 yards. So that's a minus 14 for Loveland. And while they attend to the injured Vallivue Falcon, we will take a break here. Tied at 8 between Vallivue and Burley, 1:35 to play, opening quarter of action. We'll be back right after this on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created. With everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
We are back, 4th down. Loveland taking a deep shot. Just misses on the connection to Gatlin Bear. So after the injury timeout, Sean, this is how it works in broadcasting. As soon as we took the break, the injured player was able to get up off the field and walk off and be okay for Vallivue, which is great to see. And so we came back right as the play was happening. Loveland took a deep shot to Gatlin Bear in the end zone, couldn't get it, and again, just looked a little off on the pass.
Just a little ahead, like just a little too much on it maybe is what I'm getting. Just needs to relax a little bit and get those throws a little more crisp.
I mean, I like the idea, though. On 4th and 14, might as well take a shot to the end zone if your QB's got the arm. But now Vallivue takes over on downs with 1:23 to play in our opening quarter of action. Moore under center will give off to Fox. Breaks it outside, across the 50, lowering the shoulder to the 40-yard line of the Bobcats. That is a run of 31 and a Vallivue first down.
Man, Fox he's a downhill runner, isn't he? He gets going.
Yeah, you could say that again. Boy, just delivering the hammer and, trucking kids left and right.
He's got that good lower body. He's getting a lot of push off those legs, and once it gets moving, man, he's taking the guys with him. He's like, jump on board.
1st and 10 for the Falcons now. Ball at the Burley 39-yard line. They will give inside to Mao. Now he's going to break it to the outside. And Mao across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. That's Koa Mao. And that is a gain of 5 to make it 2nd and 5. Ball is right at the Burley 35-yard line. So in short order, I guess these teams can get big chunk plays 2 different ways. Burley with the long pass, Vallivue with a couple of long runs.
Yeah, I don't think Vallivue's even attempted a pass.
They have thrown it twice tonight.
Okay.
It was on that opening drive when they went 3 and out super quick. And this play blown dead before it can start with just 8 seconds to play in our first quarter of action. We'll see what the call is here. Looks like it might be a false start penalty on Vallivue. Oh, no, encroachment against Burley. Second time tonight they've gotten Burley on the encroachment, so move it up 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 5, 2nd and inches now for Vallivue, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. So after 1, it's Vallivue 8, Burley 8 on Magic Valley Game Night. We'll be back right after this break on IdahoSports.com. Welcome back to Burley and Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com as we get ready to start our second quarter of play. It's Vallivue 8, Burley 8. Brandon Bainey inside the broadcast booth with Sean Kane. Burley scored first on a 14-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Loveland to Gatlin Bear. Ramsey Trevino ran in the 2-point conversion. But then Vallivue got the equalizer on a 9-yard touchdown run by Tyson Fox, and then the quarterback Isaac Moore ran in the 2-point try. And Vallivue now with it 2nd and inches at the Burley 30-yard line. Valleyview's got all the momentum right now, it feels like.
Yeah, kind of getting that stop on defense and by the big sack was really kind of what's turned the tide. And now a penalty here, and they're right back in a scoring opportunity.
So 2nd and inches here for the Falcons. Ball at the Burley 30-yard line as we start our second quarter of play. They will direct snap it to the up back. Has the first down to the Burley 25. And I think that was Fox again on the direct snap that time. So Fox is able to pick up 5 for a Bobcats first down, for a Falcons first down. Right at the Burley 25-yard line. So Vallivue knocking at the door here. Again, kind of a quasi-wing T formation. Moore under center. We'll give to Fox up the middle. Fox inside the 20, down to the 17-yard line. And actually on that last carry for Vallivue, or 2 carries ago, that was Noah Clark, the up back who carried it for the 5-yard gain. And now Fox takes it for a gain of 9 to make it 2nd and 1. Ball is at the Burley 16-yard line. They have to get to the 15 for the first down. Moore out of a shotgun this time. Gives to Fox. Has the edge. Has a blocker. Cuts it upfield. Fox will be tripped up inside the 5, but it'll be first and goal for the Falcons. We'll see where they officially spot this ball at as he ran away from us, Sean.
Yeah, he got a lot closer. I thought he got a lot closer than where they're spotting it, but
it's going to be on the 3-yard line, so a gain of 13 on the carry for Fox. So first and goal for Vallivue at the Burley 3. That last play, Fox had, green turf in front of him, and he had a pulling lineman leading the way as well. That was big number 52, Jacob Castro. First and goal from the 3. Handoff inside. Penalty flag comes out. For the moment, it's a Vallivue touchdown, but we'll wait and see. Looked like Koa Mao took it in for 6, but it's going to be holding against the Falcons. That hurts.
Yep, I was going to say I thought it might be holding on the edge there, but it's going to bring it back.
10:07 to play here before halftime. Knotted up at 8. Here on Magic Valley Game Night, IdahoSports.com. So first and goal now from the 12. Handoff outside. This is Mao running into his own guys, and we'll take it to the 10. Actually, let's double check that number. That was Fox on the carry again. So Fox only able to pick up a yard.
Yeah, the light gold numbers can be a little difficult to read, especially when it's like a 10 or like when they're similar numbers,
yes.
Like a 6 and a 9.
Yeah, I have to wait a beat to figure out who it is. So it's second and goal from the 11 of Burley now. We're down to 9:20 to play before halftime. Fox the man in motion. It's a double handoff again inside and untouched. Mao into the end zone from 11 yards out.
Vallivue just has so much misdirection. It's hard to pick up on who's going to have the ball at the end of the play.
They went to the double handoff again, and that time Koa Mao takes it in from 11 yards out. And Vallivue's going to line up and go for 2. Why not? Each side has gotten a 2-point conversion early on here. Fox on the sweep. Fox for the 2 points. 16-8, Vallivue.
Yeah, that little sweep they run it's almost unstoppable.
Tough.
I mean, when Fox gets on the edge, and it's tough.
Tough to combat for sure. 9:14 to play here before halftime. Vallivue leads for the first time tonight, 16-8. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
We're Valley-wide country store. For 100 years, we've been your #1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Welcome back to Burley, Magic Valley Game Night, IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney with Sean Kane. 9:14 to play before halftime. Vallivue jumps in front, 16-8 over the Bobcats, thanks to an 11-yard touchdown run from Koa Mao and a 2-point conversion run from Tyson Fox. We talked about it going into the break, but that sweep to the edge and then the double handoff counter inside is like a deadly 1-2 combo for the Falcons. Here's a line drive kick that goes out of bounds again. So Vallivue's had 2 kickoffs. Both have gone out of bounds. Burley has had 2 kickoffs. They tried an onside kick at the start of the game and touched it illegally, and then they tried a squib kick that was returned for a touchdown, if not for a penalty. So it's been interesting kickoffs tonight.
Yeah, that's not been a lot of leg underneath it. Yeah. And that could, if it stays close like this, that could be a really important part if someone can actually get a kick down to get the team to start farther back. I mean, pretty much both teams have started near the 50 to start their drives.
So Burley, so the team that is on the receiving end of the penalty has the option of taking the ball at the 35 or making the offending team re-kick from 10 yards back. And they're going to make Vallivue move it back to their own 35 and re-kick. So we'll see if Noah Clark can get a leg into it here for the Falcons. This kick will die at the 25-yard line, will be picked up there. On the return, this is Jacob Williams. Williams will take it out of bounds around the 37-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 Burley.
So it's like sixes really there, right?
Yeah, I mean, Burley ended up gaining. Let's see where they put it at.
Oh, it's much farther than I thought where he went out of bounds.
They're going to put it at the 39. So Burley gained 4 yards by making Vallivue re-kick. And the Bobcats, after the impressive opening drive where they were slinging the ball all over the yard, Caleb Loveland has missed on his last 5 throws. Combination of drops and passes that have been just a little bit off. So 1st and 10 for the Bobcats, trying to get it going now, down 16-8. And again, empty set. Loveland taking a deep shot for Jacob Williams. Caught in stride. The 10, the 5, the touchdown. Well, that didn't take long. Burley right back in it. That is a 61-yard touchdown bomb, and Burley is a 2-point conversion away from the tie.
The time of possession offensively is so lopsided, but the score is about to be tied.
I think Burley says, we don't care. One play, 61 yards. 5 seconds off the clock? Pretty impressive throw there. And Burley will line up and go for 2.
That was definitely, that was on target. They were on connection there, receiver and QB on that throw.
Well, and we kept waiting. Jacob Williams, you mentioned, was the leading receiver last week for Burley. That's his first grab of the night. We kept waiting for Williams to make a big impact play, and there it was on the 61-yard touchdown reception. Burley going to go for 2. Everybody bunched to the top of your screen here. Loveland will hand off right side. This is Jensen taking it in for 2. So they toss it to Jensen. Jensen runs it in, and we are tied at 16 all with 9:01 to play here before halftime. So 13 seconds went off the clock on that last drive, and here we are, added up at 16 all. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night, presented by D.L. Evans Bank on IdahoSports.com.
Your job is planning, planting, harvesting, and to be on call 24 hours a day. Our job is to make sure you have the resources to keep doing it. D.L. Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Welcome back to Burley. Brandon Bainey, Sean Kane with you. Magic Valley Game Night. Burley ties it up 16 all with Vallivue. 61-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Loveland to Jacob Williams, and then Ryan Jensen runs in the 2-point try. Sean, we've got our Friday night flash back up and running, live in real-time score updates from around the state. What's standing out to you in the 4A ranks?
I see Blackfoot leads Madison 7-0 after 1. Got a pretty interesting, a smaller division. We got Aberdeen 6, Declo 6 at the end of 1. And that's all I got right now.
Wow. I thought you were going to have more than that. I'm just giving you a hard time. Here's the squib kick. Taking up the middle. Buckley returned to kickoff for a touchdown, only to have it called back by a penalty, and he escapes again out across the 40 to the 38-yard line of Burley. That time on the return looked like it was Tyson Fox. We'll have to double-check the return man, but boy, kicking to Vallivue tonight has proven to be a dangerous proposition for Burley.
Yeah, I couldn't look up the scores because I was trying to get that great kickoff return,
footage.
Brandon.
Right, yeah. Bonneville Century tied at zeros early on. Caldwell, Ontario tied at zeros. Kimberly leads Jerome 24-0 in the first. Minico trailing 7-6. Valley View home run shot. It's in there for the touchdown. Oh, baby. A 38-yard touchdown bomb from Moore to a wide open Valley View receiver. That's Mao for the touchdown.
Yeah.
Who cares about the other scores? We got a good one unpacked right here.
Jeez.
Wow. Moore on one play says, oh yeah, we can score on the long ball as well. 38 yards to Mao for the touchdown.
And Mao just kind of outran everyone and found a nice little seam there and was wide open.
First completed pass of the night for Isaac Moore. He's now 1 of 3 for 38 yards and a touchdown. Valley View tries to go for 2. The run is denied. So for the first time tonight, somebody gets a stop on the 2-point try, but it's 22-16. Valley View with 8:45 to play here before halftime. So we'll keep it right here and update you on some more of those scores on the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. Again, we've got Keller working like a madman, updating these scores from around the state.
We've got Ridgeview High School of Utah 7-6 over Minico, Burley's conference opponent, in the first quarter. We got Sugar Salem is 20-7 over Shelley in the second half. And now get this is kind of interesting. We got Skyline is 7-0 over Highland in the second quarter. Twin Falls in the second quarter, another conference opponent, 7-0 over Idaho Falls in the second quarter. And then Canyon Ridge, more conference of Burley. Canyon Ridge, Wood River, Canyon Ridge is 7-0 in the second quarter. So,
and Wood River used to be a conference opponent of Burley. They moved down to 3A. They petitioned down for football only and were granted that. For Valley View, you know what's going on in their league tonight. Bishop Kelly plays Centennial. Bishop Kelly beat Capital last week. Can they beat a 5A program for the second week in a row? Stay tuned. Emmett playing Fruitland tonight. They're scoreless in the first half of that contest. Skyview off to an 0-2 start, which is kind of surprising for the Hawks, making the jump down from 5A to 4A. They're playing Middleton, former 4A school. And so a lot of action. Just click on the Friday Night Flash on the homepage at IdahoSports.com, and you'll get score updates throughout the night. 8:45 to go here before halftime. 22-16. You know, Keller's going to come back and check in on this game and go, what the heck? It was 8-8. I was gone for like 2 seconds. What happened here?
don't blink.
Seriously, every
It's
play.
been kickoff, play, touchdown, kickoff, play, touchdown.
And even the kickoffs have been somewhat exciting. So here's Noah Clark to kick deep for Valley View again. Squibber taken by Jensen at the 15. Cuts up. Now bounces out to the 30 and brought down around the 37-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. All right, well, Burley has scored tonight on a 14-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Loveland to Gatlin Bear and a 61-yard touchdown pass from Loveland to Jacob Williams. Valley View scored on a 9-yard run by Tyson Fox, an 11-yard run by Koa Mao, and a 38-yard pass from Isaac Moore to Mao. Each side has gone for 2 every time. Burley 2 for 2 on 2-point tries. Valley View is 2 for 3. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 37-yard line. We've got 8:37 to play here before halftime. And again, Loveland with 5 wide here. Will take the snap. Going to take a deep shot for Schroeder. Overshoots him. Incomplete. 2nd and 10. So, I mean, I see why Burley wants to push it down the field. I mean, look at the weapons. Ryan Jensen, Gatlin Bear, Jacob Williams, Ramsey Trevino, Khalil Schroeder. All outstanding.
Yeah, he's got, he can look either sideline to find an open guy or find a player that's just able to make a catch. He's just been a little long. Loveland's just been a little long would be my only criticism.
Yeah, and he's a big, strong kid as well. You know, he's just got a rocket launcher attached to his arm there.
Burley slowing it down, kind of.
Getting the play from the sideline. Loveland going to throw a screen. That is caught by Gatlin Bear at the 35. Bear up to the 40, and look at moving the pile out to the 44-yard line is Gatlin Bear. So Bear makes it 3rd down and 3 now for the Bobcats. Gatlin Bear transferred from Kimberly, and Kimberly 1-0 after a win over Snake River last week, and they were leading Jerome 24-0 tonight. So the Bulldogs off to a great start this year as well. Trevino, second effort, I think got enough for the first down. We'll have to wait and see on the spot, but upon first contact, he was dead in the water. He kept the legs moving, and it's going to be 4th and 1. They'll see a gain of 2 for Trevino. Good effort not to give up on the play, though.
Yeah, he could have been well short, and they're super close on that second effort.
4th and 1. Trevino gets the call again and will get the first down across the 50 to the Vallivue 48-yard line. Needed a yard, ends up getting 5 and a Burley first down.
I think that'll be good for Burley if they can get a few more runs in it. It might open up the passing just a little bit more, but you know, it looks like they're going to throw it again to me.
7:50 to play before halftime. Hard count. Did Vallivue encroach? Kind of looks like it, and it is. So it's 1st and 5 now for the Bobcats of Burley. 7:46 to play here before halftime. That sun is just about set in the west there.
Of course, they're lining up right where it's left.
Yes. Just a little sliver in the sky still, and second half will be much more enjoyable for everyone on a hot night in the Magic Valley. Loveland on 1st and 5 will sling it over the middle, cut down to the 26-yard line. That's Bowen on the reception, his second grab of the night. But a penalty flag out back at the 45. I think they're going to get Burley here for an illegal block. Looks like a chop block call against the Bobcats here.
But what I did notice on that play is Loveland does kind of have that like sidearm
delivery.
Yeah, and it's a rocket.
Yeah, there's one speed coming out of there.
He's and he doesn't have to, take it really far back. He can just real quick get a lot of velocity on that ball.
He's done pretty well on the run. He hasn't had to run much tonight because he's had a real clean pocket, but the few times he's been able to sling it pretty effortlessly from that sidearm delivery. So it's now first down and
forever.
First down and about 21. Burley back at their own 39-yard line. Loveland will dump it in the flat to Trevino, caught at the 40, the 35, the 50, still going! Stays in bounds! Ramsey Trevino takes it the distance for a Bobcat touchdown! That is a 61-yard bomb. Second in a row for Loveland, this time to Trevino. We're tied at 22 all. Well, who expected that on 2nd and 21?
Yeah, it kind of looked like they were just kind of going to run the screen to get, maybe 10, 12 yards, and Trevino just blew that up. I don't know if Vallivue thought he was out of bounds at one point and kind of stopped, but nice piece of running there from just kind of was going to be a small gain to a 61-yard touchdown.
Tiptoed the sidelines and stayed in.
He must have some good first-hand knowledge of the new turf.
Well, he's been practicing on it, I assume. And Burley opened their season on the road at Mountain Home last week. This is their home debut. Putting on a good show for the fans. Going to try and take the lead here on the two-point conversion try. This is Jacob Williams on the direct snap. We'll toss it to Gatlin Bear. Bear will bounce it to the outside, and he's got it. So Gatlin Bear for 2, and it's 24-22. Burley back in front with 6:56 to play before halftime. Remember when it was 8-8 at the end of the first quarter?
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a lifetime ago. We will take a break. Come back with more Magic Valley Game Night right after this on IdahoSports.com.
When life calls for necessary add-ons, your home can pitch in to help with a new home equity line of credit from D.L. Evans Bank. This is living on a whole new level. This is community banking.
Back in Burley on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney with Sean Kane, and Burley back in front, 24-22. Second consecutive 61-yard touchdown pass, if you can believe it, from Caleb Loveland. And the first one went to Jacob Williams, and the latest one to Ramsey Trevino on a screen pass that he just took 61 yards for the score. I mean, Trevino did most of the running on that play. Squib kick taken at the 20-yard line. Vallivue's been excellent on the returns tonight, and they've got another great one out across the 40. The key in the game right now, Sean, is Vallivue missed on their last two-point conversion, but Burley converted theirs on a Gatlin Bear run. That's the difference right now, 24-22.
Yeah, and then just both teams, the kicking, I think, has just kind of played a huge role. The kickoffs have just not been great for either team, so both offenses have been able to start with great field position, and they have not really needed much time to score.
Definitely. First and 10 here for Vallivue. Inside handoff. This is Mao upended around the 49-yard line of Burley. Looks like he'll be a yard shy of the first down. It'll be 2nd and 1 as Koa Mao takes it for 9. So Vallivue says we're going to get back to the ground and pound and ball control.
And they've got that two-headed monster of Fox and Mao that are they're just playing really well.
Yeah, they've been a very effective duo tonight, no doubt about it. 2nd and 1, and maybe back to the line, and that's it. So 3rd and 1 it remains.
That was a direct snap, almost went over his head.
So Moore for 0. Makes it 3rd and 1 still for Vallivue. Got to get to the 49 for the first down. Everybody bunched in tight. Moore on the QB sneaks, got it to the 50-yard line and a gain of 2. So nicely done that time on the run. That will be enough for a first down. 41-8, Jerome and Kimberly in the second quarter. The Bulldogs lead Jerome 41-8 in the second quarter. That's another game that you can watch on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com tonight. First and 10 from the 50. Handoff to Tyson Fox, breaking it to the outside. He steps out. We'll see where they mark him out. It looks like right at the 45-yard line of the Bobcats. That's a gain of 5.
And what Fox is so good at is that first Burley defender will get in there and get on him, but he's just able to bounce out and get to the outside. And he's just been phenomenal at missing that first contact tonight.
So 2nd and 5 now for the Falcons of Vallivue. Handoff this time to Mao, gets to the edge, the 30, the 25, and steps out of bounds there for a gain of 20 and a first down. So Mao carries the rock that time, and we've said it, Sean, if they can get to the edge, boy, they're tough to stop.
Yeah, they just get through that first kind of initial, layer level of the defense, and once they bounce outside of it, they are hard to run down. Luckily, their sidelines and out of bounces.
First down, Vallivue at the 26-yard line of the Bobcats. So it will be 1st and 10 for the Falcons. From the 29-yard line, double handoff inside again. This is Mao like a hot knife through butter across the 20. Down to the Burley 15-yard line. So Mao on the double handoff will take it. See where they spot it at, right at the 15-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 11 and a first down. And now all of a sudden it's Vallivue threatening to retake the lead with 4:35 to play here before halftime.
You know, and if you're Burley, you kind of would normally, if you're a team, you'd be kind of worrying about that time running out, but Burley hasn't needed a lot of time to score tonight.
First and 10, handoff up the middle. Isaac Moore on the QB keeper. Will take it for a gain of 9 for a 2nd and 1. So Vallivue just running their offense to a T. 2nd and 1 for the Falcons. Ball is at the Burley 7-yard line. They have to get to the 6. Actually, the ball's at the 6. They have to get to the 5 to pick up the first down where it would be 1st and goal. Meanwhile, the clock continues to roll. We're down to 3:30 to play here before halftime. Vallivue trailing by 2, but threatening to retake the lead here. Wing T. Moore, QB keeper, inside the 5, down around the 3. 1st and goal now for Vallivue. Important to remember that Burley did kick off to start this contest tonight. We know how quickly Burley can score.
Yeah, so if Vallivue's able to score here, you know, hopefully Burley can get another score and the ball back to start the half.
That would be huge for the Bobcats, and meanwhile, a Bobcat player down and injured. So we will take an injury timeout. 24-22, Burley leads Vallivue by 2 with 3:12 to play here before halftime. We'll be back right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night, presented by D.L. Evans Bank on IdahoSports.com. Welcome back to Magic Valley Game Night, IdahoSports.com. Brandon Manning with Sean Kane following the injury timeout here. Vallivue has it 1st and goal at the Bobcats 3-yard line. Handoff to Fox on the sweep. Blown up in the backfield. The penalty flag comes in at the end of the play as well, so we'll wait and see what the call is here. But for the moment, Fox is brought down in the backfield. One of the few times tonight that Burley's been able to penetrate and make a stop behind the line.
And the penalties on Vallivue.
Holding on Vallivue. Going to be 1st and goal from about the 18. So now it's going to be 1st and goal from the 18-yard line after the holding call. There we go. I was waiting for you to swing to where the ball was because I was
it's
like,
right where.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Just guess where the ball is, everyone.
I'm just giving you a hard time. We haven't done this in for a year, Sean.
It's been a while for me.
Moore back to pass. Plenty of time. Taking a shot to the end zone. It is caught. Out of the back. Did he hang on? No signal yet. Penalty flag as well, so hold the phone. Could wipe out what was an incredible catch in the back of the end zone from Vallivue.
I thought he caught it.
I thought so too. Brock Wilson, the intended receiver. And again, we'll see the penalty appears to be against Burley here. What did we get called here, Sean? It was a 15-yard penalty.
I think maybe personal foul. I thought I heard personal foul, but
roughing the passer, man, I didn't see.
I didn't see a call.
Whatever. First down for Vallivue now, and so first and goal at the 9. Kind of right where we started this thing at.
Okay.
Why not? 2:20 to go here before halftime.
I'm still just wondering why it wasn't called a touchdown.
And now what? Coaching staff from Burley wanted an explanation. And now we're ready. Here we go. First and goal from the 9 for the Falcons. Moore under center in the wing tee. Gives to the deep back. This is Mao. And down at the 1. That's actually Tyson Fox on the carry, down to the 1. So Fox takes it for 8 yards. And these Vallivue fans are like, come on. What are we going to score here?
How many times?
It is second and goal from the 1, and really it's like second and goal from the inches line.
Yeah, you know, kind of how Vallivue runs the ball, having a little more room to work with, I think is a little better for them when it's this short distance. Burley's been able to kind of get up and play a little tougher in the trenches. But, I mean, stopping Vallivue's run right now has been easier said than done.
Hard count, movement, and who moved first here? Burley. So they'll move it
half the distance.
An inch forward. I mean, the ball is right there.
The Burley offensive line guys are like, come on. We're ready to play.
Yeah, that Burley D-line for sure. They're like, come on. Handoff right side. Vallivue didn't get it. They tried to go to Mao, and Mao gains nothing on the play. It'll be third and goal now from the 1. And I believe a timeout going to be taken here. By who? By Vallivue? We've got 1:10 to play before the timeout by Burley. They want to preserve some time on the clock because they want to score before that.
And Burley, Jay Holt was the one who came up, I think, with that tackle in the backfield. That was a nice tackle by Jay Holt of Burley.
Boy, I'll tell you what, if Burley can get a goal line stop here when it was at the inches line.
And then back to the inches.
Yeah, it'd be pretty impressive.
So Burley took the timeout, right?
Correct.
Okay, so they're trying to try to preserve some time here. And they haven't needed a lot of it, so.
They want to preserve the time on the clock so they can try and
take a big shot down the field, which they've been pretty successful tonight.
So it'll be third and goal from the 1 here for Vallivue. Might be time for a QB sneak. That's exactly what Moore does, and he's in for the Vallivue touchdown.
Now does Vallivue go for 2?
I think so. I think
probably,
you have to.
Right,
yeah.
to keep pace.
Neither side has shown an inclination to kick tonight, so Moore on a 1-yard touchdown run for the Falcons.
I keep panning the camera back, for the field goal because we know I like kickers, but
yeah, you're not going to see any of that tonight, Sean.
They're just not giving it to me.
This is how they did it back in the 40s and 50s. Had no time for kicking. Moore, bootleg, gonna float it on an out route, caught for the 2-point conversion. Nicely done. That was hauled in by Sean Gassett. So Vallivue gets the 2-point conversion, up by 6, 30-24 with 1:07 to play. here before halftime. What do you think, Sean? Plenty of time for this Burley offense, right?
Yeah, they've got a couple timeouts to play with. They've got, Loveland slinging the ball. And, if you remember last drive, it was a short screen pass that went for 61 yards. So to Trevino, they've got a lot of different options, definitely on that Burley offense. Kind of a big, for the first half, kind of a big, if Vallivue can hold them off or if Burley can score. So we'll see if Vallivue is going to get a better kickoff here. I think that would be huge if they were able to get this ball pinned back in the Burley sideline. Still kind of a squitter around the 20. Burley's got a nice run. Ryan Jensen on that return to about the 41-yard line. So again, Vallivue kind of with that little squid kick that Jensen of Burley was able to get to the 41-yard line to start the Burley offense here with just a little bit of time left before half. You got to think we're going to see Loveland take a few shots down the field. A minute 01 left in the second quarter.
Plenty of time for the Bobcats from their own 40-yard line. Loveland's already thrown a pair of 61-yard touchdown passes tonight. What's a 60-yarder? That's nothing, right?
It's right in his wheelhouse.
A walk in the park. Loveland. Step it up, throwing over the middle, caught by Trevino at the 40, the 45, slips a tackle, the 50, still going, the 45, and finally brought down at the 41-yard line. That is a gain of 19 and a first down. I like the play to start. Trevino short over the middle and let him do the work.
I mean, once Trevino gets in the open field, he's a force to be reckoned with. He has good forward momentum, and he's hard to tackle.
First and 10 at the 40. Loveland going for the home run ball. Throws it up for Gatlin Bear, and it's incomplete.
And I think he would have been out of bounds even if he caught it. The Vallivue defense kind of, a little soft in the secondary that, you got to be careful with all those different Burley receivers.
Man in motion. They're going to throw a middle screen to Trevino. Caught at the 35 and out to the 31. A gain of 9. Not enough for the first down, so that will keep the clock rolling as well, Sean. We're down to 27 seconds and counting. Now Burley still has 2 timeouts remaining. Loveland handoff to Trevino, this time brought down in the backfield. Initial charge led by Hayden Farner for Vallivue, and now Burley will take their second timeout of the half. It'll be 4th down for the Bobcats. That lost a yard on the carry by Trevino. So now you're looking at 4th down and 2. With the ball at the Vallivue 37-yard line. What do you call up here in the timeout, Sean?
Well, it was Trevino. You might want to look, maybe to Williams. We haven't seen a lot of Williams. He had just that one catch for a touchdown, and maybe look Williams. Burley's done a lot where they're loading up one side of the field with 3 or 4 receivers, and then maybe looking at that other side for a one-on-one matchup for maybe Bear. But that play, play I'm really liking is the Trevino that he's in the backfield and then he kind of goes up the middle and they give him that little jump ball. And like you said, he's a taller guy, he jumps up and gets it in the middle of the field, and that's about a 10-pointer, 10-yarder.
You 10-pointer, right? Burley says, we'll take 10 points. Yeah, no problem. So here we go out of the timeout, 4th and 2 for the Bobcats. Loveland going to throw it, going to sling it for Trevino. He's got the first down across the 35 and finally brought down around the 20. So that'll be enough for a Burley Bobcat first down, a gain of 12. Burley will hurry to the line here. And spike it. We're down to 7 seconds to go before halftime, Sean. Burley down 6. They do get the ball to start the second half as well. It'll be second down and 10 for the Bobcats with the ball at the Vallivue 20-yard line.
And now you kind of got to maybe start taking some shots in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, they do have one timeout left, but you're right, only 7 seconds. We'll see here, Loveland from the 20. Has time, fires over the middle, caught, Gatlin Bear for a Burley touchdown with 2 seconds to play before halftime. And again, we're a 2-point conversion away from Burley retaking the lead.
And you talked about it earlier, that one failed 2-point conversion by Vallivue could be the difference tonight. And Vallivue had pretty good defense there, just nice slant, and not much you can do. Bear a big body and caught that ball on the move.
So Burley scores with 2 seconds to play before halftime. It'll be first, or excuse me, a 2-point conversion try. Loveland on the keeper. Loveland for the lead. Actually, Ramsey Trevino on the direct snap ran that in. So Trevino runs it in, 32-30. Burley with 2 seconds to play before halftime.
Now, normally, you'd kind of be like, well, it's about halftime, but kickoffs, Valleyview's, took one to the house that got called back, and they've got a couple pretty long ones. So it's not over yet. Burley still has to kick off.
Yeah, and Vallivue is, they've had a couple of long returns tonight, so as you mentioned.
And neither team's they just really haven't been able to get a good kickoff. So if Burley could find a way to get this ball down, way down on the other side, I think it'd be very helpful, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what Burley elects to do on the kick here. Squibber taken at the 40, and we'll be down there, and that will take us to halftime. So, at the halftime break, Burley 32, Vallivue 30. Well, we saw it in week 1 with each of these teams. Another shootout in Idaho's 4A classification. We'll come back with the IdahoSports.com halftime show right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night presented by D.L. Evans Bank on IdahoSports.com.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it, how to dream big, and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Community.
It is halftime here at Burley High School. Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Brandon Baney alongside Sean Kane. Burley leads this contest 32-30 here at halftime. That was a wild back-and-forth game we had in the first half of action, Sean.
Yeah, it just kind of started off awkwardly with some kickoff issues, but then it turned into a kind of a polar opposite attacks, right? You have Burley, who went down and scored just rather quickly on just tons of passing and continued to pass throughout the first half, and that's how they got their scores. And then you had Vallivue, who just ground and pounded it for a couple really long drives, and they had a couple breakout passes as well, and just no lack of offense.
Yeah, it was a wild first half. You mentioned the contrasting styles as the Burley Marching Band outperforming at halftime, the flag team as well. What a home opener for the Bobcat fans, the pageantry and the new turf. We were talking to Randy Wynn, the Burley athletic director, before the game tonight, and he said this turf that's on the field here at Burley, same turf they use at UW, University of Washington.
So it must be good.
It must be legit.
It must be real, right? You know, it looks great. It's got that, you know, the reason I kind of thought it was new is because the B is in that kind of gray silver color, and so are the end zones, and it's a good contrast to the green. And yeah, you have the dancers, you have the band. It looks like they've done the little kids cheerleading or dancing clinic on the side there. They might be coming out a little bit here, and that's always fun when you get the little kids that go and learn all the cheerleading moves and all that. That's a lot of fun for the community.
Yeah, they do like a little cheer camp.
Clinic thing,
yeah. A little camp throughout the week, and they get to perform with the high school cheerleaders, which is always fun for those young girls. So I'm just trying to add up all the totals from that first half because, man, there was a lot of points, Sean. 32-30, shootout, kind of like we expected. And, you know, Burley scored on a couple of one-play drives or long drives, and Vallivue had a big touchdown pass of their own. And, I mean, how does the second half play out? Is it whoever can get a stop? We really haven't seen that yet tonight.
Yeah, you know, I thought it was going to be Vallivue was going to get that first stop. That was a penalty, and Burley got back, put 15 yards, and it was third and about 21, and Loveland to Trevino for a, you know, just short screen went for 61 yards. So I thought that was going to be the first stop. Burley was able to come out of that with points, so it might be whoever can just, you know, jostle some field position and get a stop. But, man, the defenses are hard-pressed to stop either of the offenses. Yeah, it might just be what defense can kind of just get a break or maybe a mistake. You know, we haven't had any turnovers, and in a shootout game, it could be one turnover that makes the difference too.
Yeah, we had the one turnover on downs on Burley's first drive.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, yeah, so Vallivue went 3 and out, right? And they punted on the first drive of the game. And then Burley went for it on 4th and 19 or whatever it was into the end zone and didn't get it. But other than that, it's been touchdown, etc. And what's looming large is Burley has converted on all 4 of their 2-point conversions. Vallivue is 3 of 4, and that's why they're down 2 here at halftime.
Yeah, and that definitely could be the difference. And yeah, here comes the mini Bobcats, if you will, to perform. So yeah, I just at some point I think the stop's going to be the difference, and it it could just be that Burley gets the ball to start the second half, and that could be the difference in itself. Just one more possession going forward with the last 2 quarters.
Yeah. So I think I finally got the yardage totaled up and everything. So we'll give it to you in just a second. I'm just double checking, carrying the 1, scribbling out my notes here.
That was difficult to write all of it down as it was happening very quickly.
Okay, so here we go. For Burley at halftime, 4 yards rushing, 276 yards passing for a grand total of 280 yards. Vallivue slightly more balanced, but not really. 213 yards on the ground, and we talked about they're kind of the inverse of Burley, right? 213 yards on the ground, 38 yards through the air. That's 251 yards of total offense. So in terms of total offense, Burley leads 280 to 251. For Burley, 276 of those 280 yards through the air. For Vallivue, 213 of the 251 yards on the ground. So,
yeah, and essentially Vallivue's yards came from that one touchdown pass to Mao, I believe. That was about 30 yards or so. So that was besides one throw at the start of the game. I think that was it for their their passing.
Yeah, the one completed pass tonight. So let's get into the individual stats for Burley rushing the ball tonight. The leading rusher is Ramsey Trevino, 5 carries for 12 yards. Khalil Schroeder, 1 carry for 6 yards. Caleb Loveland, 1 carry for minus 14 yards. Came on that big sack by Sean Gassett. So really, Burley's only run the ball 7 times tonight. They've thrown the ball 20 times, and so that tends to favor the passing game, certainly. Loveland has been pretty good. 14 of 20 in the first half, 276 yards, 4 touchdowns. You factor in a couple of drops.
Yeah, that one stretch where he went 4 or 5 incompletes in a row. Take that away, he's almost perfect.
Yeah, and that stretch kind of came between the first and second quarters. So 14 of 20, 276 yards, 4 touchdowns. Leading receiver tonight is Ramsey Trevino. 5 catches for 111 yards and a touchdown. After that, it's Jacob Williams. 1 catch, 61 yards, and a touchdown. Made it count. Gatlin Bear making his Burley debut tonight. 5 catches, 49 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Khalil Schroeder has 2 catches for 34 yards. And it is also Braxton Bowen, 1 catch for 21 yards. So that's the Burley totals. For Vallivue now, ground and pound attack of the Falcons. Tyson Fox, 12 carries for 121 yards. And he has found the end zone once tonight. So that's, right at 10 yards a carry, which is what he averaged last week in that loss to Twin Falls. After that, it is Koa Mao, 7 carries for 66 yards and a touchdown. The quarterback is Isaac Moore. He has 7 carries for 19 yards and a touchdown. It is Clark, the fullback, Noah Clark, 1 carry for 5 yards, and Sean Gassett, 1 carry for 2 yards. Passing-wise, we said it, Isaac Moore, 1 of 3, 38 yards and a touchdown. And the 1 catch was by Koa Mao, 1 catch for 38 yards and a touchdown. So big plays abundant in the first half of action. The big question is, can anybody get a stop? We're about to find out.
Yeah.
As both teams are back out, and we're just about ready for the third quarter. Friendly reminder, the Friday Night Flash up and running on IdahoSports.com. Former intern Keller, now paid employee Keller.
Update. Good for him.
Yeah, hey, good for him. Getting a little cash. All he's got to do is give up his Friday nights. So, you know what? We do that too, though. So, Keller updating scores from across the state in real time. Sean, what's going on in the 4A ranks tonight?
4A, we've got Bishop Kelly against the 5A Centennial, and they're up 14-0 at the half. We've got Bonneville from Idaho Falls and Century of Pocatello. Bonneville's 14-0 in the third. Caldwell and Ortino out of Oregon, 0-0 at the first. Here we go. We have Fruitland Emmett, and Emmett is up 20-0 in the first. And then around these parts, we got Kimberly Jerome. At halftime, it's Kimberly 41, Jerome 8. And then Blackfoot Madison, Blackfoot 14-7 at halftime. Minico Ridgeline High School from Utah, it's Minico 6, Ridgeline 7. Shelley Sugar Salem, which is always kind of a good rivalry game. But Sugar Salem is up 34-14 at the half. Skyline versus Highland, 7 at the half. Skyline. Middleton, 21-0 over Skyview. We've got Thunder Ridge and Hillcrest. Thunder Ridge 28, Hillcrest 7. Twin Falls, Idaho Falls in the second quarter. Twin Falls is 7, Idaho Falls is 0. And then the last one, we've Wood River versus Canyon Ridge, and at halftime it's Canyon Ridge 10, Wood River 0. And then I forgot to mention the Middleton Sky View is at halftime as well. Middleton, who went up to kind of a reverse game, right? Middleton went up to 5A, Skyview went back down to 4A, and the scores kind of would flip what you'd kind of think, right? You'd think maybe the 5A would, the former 4A would be losing to the former 5A, but yeah, think about that one.
They passed each other on the elevators as they made the move through. Vallivue with a squib kick for Burley, but Bobcats are able to recover at their own 42-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10. Remember, Burley started this game with an onside kick attempt. That was pretty wild.
And just pan up real quick, we just got a great sunset
coming
on right here.
I can finally see what's happening on the field, so I'm all for it. Burley leading by 2 as we start the third quarter of action. 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 42-yard line. Actually, the 43. Loveland, handoff to Trevino. Nowhere to go. Brought down at the line. Big tackle delivered by Vallivue. That was Sean Gassett coming through again, and Trevino gets only a yard.
That's about as hard a 1-yard run as you'll see all year.
Gassett he had the sack in the first half for Vallivue. You know, the thing with Vallivue is there's not a lot of guys on the sideline, right? Depth is a problem for the Falcons, so a lot of these guys go both ways, including Tyson Fox, who is at cornerback at the top of your screen. He's been the star running back tonight, but he's also having to guard Gatlin Bear at the top of your screen. We'll keep an eye on that matchup. They fake the screen. They're going to go deep. That ball is deflected and incomplete. So they faked the screen to Gatlin Bear, took the deep shot. There's a penalty flag back at the 39-yard line as well.
And that was number 5 from Vallivue, Oscar
Malakera.
Malakera. He got some ups, man, to get up there and get that one. Listed at 5'6". His vertical is pretty good at 5'6".
Holding against Burley will back it up even further now. That's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. We'll make it 1st down and 23. The ball back at their own 30-yard line. $11:10 to play here in the third quarter. Burley leading by 2, opening drive of the third period. Empty formation for Loveland. Sling it over the middle, caught by Khalil Schroeder up to the 39-yard line. That gains 9. It'll be 3rd down and kind of manageable. It'll be 3rd down and roughly 13.
And that's kind of been Burley's bread and butter, those quick slants. Loveland's short delivery, quick short delivery is just tailor-made for those.
3rd and 13 for the Bobcats. Loveland ready. Has time, fires, caught. That is Jacob Williams trying to get away but cannot. Shoestring tackle made by Tyson Fox to prevent, because if Fox doesn't make that ankle tackle and hold on, Williams is still running.
Yeah, he might have been gone.
So that was a huge tackle by Tyson Fox. It's going to be 4th down and 5 for the Bobcats. So that pass gained 8 yards to Williams. And it looks like Williams a little slow to get up after being tackled around the ankle. So we certainly hope he's all right. He's a burner, and he's fun to watch.
So big play here, really. 4th down could be the first kind of really defensive stop we've seen in a long time.
Can the Falcons get a stop here on 4th down and 5? Burley has to get to the 46-yard line of the Falcons to pick up the first down. Ball's currently at their own 49. Loveland empty formation. Gets the call from the sideline. Vallivue fans trying to make some noise. Loveland, pump fake, in trouble. Hit as he throws. It's too far in front of the intended receiver. Burley turns it over on 4th down. Great job on the pass rush by Vallivue. And leading the charge and applying the pressure that time was Jaden Gomez. So Vallivue gets the stop it desperately needed.
And what I like there, too, was number 50, Preston Story of Burley. There was a Vallivue player down, and he helped them up. And I like that sportsmanship. I like to see that out there when they're out there helping each other up.
Definitely. We're in the heat of battle. This is a tight game through and through, so it's nice to see sportsmanship still having a place here. Double handoff for the Falcons from the 49 of Burley. That is a gain of 9 on 1st down. That is Tyson Fox on the carry at 2nd and 1. So Fox picking up right where he left off. We'll officially call it 2nd and 2, I guess, for Vallivue. Ball is at the Burley 41-yard line. They've got to get to the 39 to pick up the first down. We're down to 9:20 to play in the 3rd, and Burley leading by 2. Handoff inside. This is Mao breaking it to the outside. Mao to the 20 and bumped out around the 18-yard line for a Vallivue first down.
I can tell you what, up in Boise, it's not going to be fun to tackle Fox and Mao all season long in the SIC.
Gain of 23 on the carry for Koa Mao. You're right. You know, Bishop Kelly, Emmett, Skyview, Columbia, they've all got to start game planning. Columbia played last night. They went to Lakeland for a Thursday night game and fell to the Hawks. Columbia with a new coach this year, Charlie Dotson. Fox on the inside carry, piled up. Got right back to the line of scrimmage, maybe gained a yard, but that's it. So really, you talk about Valleyview's conference, you know, Bishop Kelly kind of the favorite coming in, and then most people said Emmett. And then really that third spot, you know, could be Skyview, could be Valleyview, could be Columbia. Caldwell, of course, playing an independent schedule this year, not a member of the conference.
And Nampa moved down, right?
Up. Nampa moved up,
yes,
to 5A. There is Ridgeview that could contend as well. Handoff left side. This is Mao windmilling his way inside the 15. And Mao down around the 11. It'll be 3rd down and 3 for the Falcons after the gain of 6 by Mao. Valleyview. Ball is at the Burley 12. They've got to get to the 9 for the first down. Valleyview down 2, 7:50 to play in the 3rd. Low snap, handoff to Fox, cuts it up, and Fox brought down short. Ryan Jensen brought him down from behind. It'll be 4th down, and we'll call it 1 here for Valleyview with the ball right at the Burley 10. It was a nice tackle by Jensen that time.
So another big 4th down. You know, Valleyview got the stop. Can Burley come up with a, I mean, this would be a huge stop, I think, for Burley.
Valleyview stopped Burley on a 4th and 13. Burley trying to do the same on a 4th and 1. And penalty flag. Encroachment on the Bobcats. That's 5 yards. First and goal, Falcons. That's the third time. Actually, that might be the fourth time tonight that they've gotten Burley.
And I mean, that's going to be something they're going to go back and look and say we can't do that, especially to such a good running team. You just give them any yards. It's just going to be difficult.
First and goal from the 5 now for the Falcons. Moore under center. Direct snap. Handoff to Mao inside the 5, down to the 3 is Koa Mao. But he's second and goal. Second and goal from the 3. And again, Vallivue taking time off the clock, Sean. We're down to 6:25 to play in the third. And Burley clinging to a 32-30 lead. Vallivue trying to change that.
Considering how many possessions each team had in the second quarter compared to this quarter, you know, each team's only had the ball once, and we're halfway through.
Second and goal from the 3. Sweet play for Fox, and Fox bottled up. Nowhere to go. Leading the charge for Burley that time is Nick Fowler, the senior linebacker. So Fowler coming through on the pop. And that lost a yard. It'll be third and goal from the 4 now. This is a big series. You know, right before halftime, Vallivue did the same thing, and they were able to finally punch it in. But here we go, third and goal from the 4, and neither team has shown an inclination to kick tonight. So
nope. And Burley's defense is doing a better job at sealing the edge.
Moore will give to the deep back. This is Mao trying to break it outside. Mao to the end zone. That's actually Tyson Fox. Mao was the decoy, and Fox takes it in for the Vallivue touchdown.
If you say Mao or Fox, you're probably right.
I mean, I've got a 50-50 shot. And so Fox takes it in from 4 yards out. Vallivue back in front. They'll line up and go for 2.
And for me, I feel like this 2-point conversion is just really big. Because if they were to go miss another 2-point conversion, I think it could be tough, but we'll see.
Moore under center, penalty flag out. And this time it'll be a false start on the Falcons. This will make it a little trickier. This will be a 2-point conversion try from the 7 now instead of the 2.
The good old-fashioned 7.
Yeah.
I don't know, for Vallivue to have a little more room to get to the edge might be a good thing.
Yeah, you've pointed that out a couple of times tonight. When they're congested, it's harder to get to the outside.
For that one, yeah, Burley's a little able to close down those corners a little bit, but that extra 5 yards might allow them to get to an edge.
So here we go. Up under center is Moore. I formation here. Bootleg, rolling out, throws to the end zone. It is caught. Man left alone for the 2-point conversion. And I believe that was Mao on the reception for the 2-point try. No, it's number 8. That's Brock Wilson. Boy, 3 and 8 look very similar on these uniforms. So Moore is able to find Wilson for the 2-point conversion. 38-32, Vallivue back in front by 6. Big drive for the Falcons.
Yeah, nice little play there. Just little play action to switch it from the run. Good play calling, as they would say.
Definitely. We'll sneak in a break here with 5:22 to play in the third. We'll be back in just a moment. Magic Valley Game Night brought to you by DL Evans Bank on IdahoSports.com.
Your job is planning, planting, harvesting, and to be on call 24 hours a day. Our job is to make sure you have the resources to keep doing it. DL Evans Bank. This is community banking.
Burley ready to receive the kickoff from Vallivue's Noah Clark. It's muffed for a moment and fallen on back at the 37-yard line by the Bobcats' Nick Fowler, where it'll be 1st and 10. Vallivue, though, reclaiming the lead here in the third quarter, 38-32 over Burley, thanks to a 4-yard touchdown run by Tyson Fox and a 2-point conversion pass from Moore to Brock Wilson. Now, how does Burley respond? They turned it over on downs on their opening drive of the second half. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 37-yard line. Loveland will operate out of an empty formation, 5 wide. Trevino in motion on the sweep. Will get to the edge, and a holding flag is going to come out. That was pretty obvious by Jacob Williams out there on the perimeter. It's nice to see him back in after he left with that ankle injury. But as he tried to clear the block to get Trevino out on the edge, very clearly a hold. I mean, Sean, it was right in front of us. You'll be able to see that clear as day.
Yeah, that's going to bring it back, and not the start Burley wanted here. I think this drive could be pretty crucial to Burley if they're not able to come away with some points. They've been hard-pressed to stop Vallivue on the run.
Yeah, Burley has stopped Vallivue one time tonight. It came on the opening drive of the game where Vallivue very uncharacteristically attempted two passes on the 3 plays before they punted. And then Vallivue said enough of that. And they've only thrown the ball once since then, and it went for a 38-yard touchdown. Loveland on 1st and long. Slant route bobbled for a moment, hung on and caught by Gatlin Bear out to the 30-yard line. That is a gain of 11 to make it 2nd down and roughly now 16.
And that's probably what Burley's going to have to do is just a few more of those slants and get those receivers some space and let them do work.
So it'll be 2nd down and 16 for Burley from their own 30-yard line. We're down to 4:40 to play in the third. Vallivue leading the Bobcats 38-32. Again, Falcon fans making some noise in front of us here in our broadcast booth. Handoff up the middle this time, and nowhere to go. Still pushing the pile. Officials letting them play on. That is Trevino toting the rock for a gain of 2. Well, gain of 5, actually, to make it 3rd and 12. And on the tackle that time for Vallivue was Alfredo Hernandez. So 3rd down and 11 for the Bobcats. Got to get to the 47 for the first down. Loveland going deeper than that. Taking a shot for Bear, and a flag will come out for pass interference. They were trying to hit the deep ball to Gatlin Bear, and they're going to get Michael Gehring out there on the perimeter for Vallivue on the hold. That's a big penalty.
Yeah, it just looked like he stuck out his arm and just kind of just tripped him up enough to get that flag.
Yeah, and that's too bad because I don't think Bear's catching that ball, right?
No, he didn't stop him either. You know, he just barely enough to get the penalty, but I don't think that ball's overthrown.
1st and 10 right at the 50 now for the Bobcats. Loveland has time. Now will take off and run to the 45 and brought down right there. A gain of 5 by Caleb Loveland. So first time we've seen Loveland take off and run tonight.
And if I remember correctly, last year I felt like Loveland did a lot more of that. He did a lot of design, maybe runs from the shotgun, kind of like that, where he would kind of see if there's a throw and then kind of make something happen.
Former coach Dylan Corliss led Burley last year. New head coach this year in Cameron Anderson. 2nd and 5 for the Bobcats. Loveland, Vallivue coming free on the blitz. Loveland stands and delivers. That is caught by Bear. Makes the man miss and will be brought down at the 1. That is a gain of 44, and it'll be 1st and goal for the Bobcats. Wow, Bear spun around and pirouetted and made a guy miss, and Vallivue came that close to sacking Loveland, but boy, what nerves of steel by Loveland to stand in and deliver, knowing he's going to get blown up on the play. 1st and goal from the 1, Trevino. 2nd effort. The ball came out at the end, still no signal. Now they'll say touchdown. And a helmet came off somewhere down the line as well. So Trevino takes it ahead for a 1-yard plunge, and there go the fireworks. So Trevino from a yard out. And again, Burley has tied it up at 38 all. 2-point conversion here to try and take the lead.
And it was a fraction of a second away from being a huge sack into a touchdown, run here.
Direct snap to Trevino, and Trevino will run it in for the 2-point conversion. 40-38, Burley. 2:53 to play in the third. Don't go anywhere. We've got a fantastic battle brewing here on Magic Valley Game Night, presented by D.L. Evans Bank on IdahoSports.com.
I'm Rick. I live here in Rupert. The more that we can keep the virus under control, the better for everyone, and especially people with disabilities that comes with being aged, because usually have other underlying issues. I actually suffer from diabetes now, so that even increases my odds that if I do get the virus, it could be devastating for me.
Welcome back to Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Coming to you live from Burley. He's Sean Kane. I'm Brandon Baney. Well, here we are, 2:53 to play in the third. Burley back in front of Vallivue, 40-38, thanks to a 1-yard run by Ramsey Trevino, set up by the 44-yard pass from Loveland to Gatlin Bear that got them down to the 1-yard line. And Loveland stood in and delivered that pass, even though he got walloped on the play. Tristan Price to kick it for the Bobcats. Squibber will be through the hands. First mistake of the night by the Vallivue return team, and they'll be brought down shy of the 20. Big mistake by the Falcons that time. They've been so good at kick returning tonight, and now they'll start at their own 19.
And this is probably the worst field position they've started with all night.
Yeah, by far.
But now we'll have to see if Burley can kind of get a defensive stand here. They've actually got Vallivue back, and I think it would be a big statement if the Burley defense could hold them here.
Yeah, first time tonight they've really had Vallivue pinned back, but the Falcons have shown an ability to just chew up the yardage on the ground.
Easier said than done.
That's right.
To stop the running game. The running game has just been lights out for the Vallivue Falcons.
So 1st and 10. Everybody bunched in tight here. They will turn and hand off straight up the middle across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. And trying to see who carried that time. Coming up limping a little bit at the end of the play. That was Tyson Fox, and you don't like to see that. Boy, Tyson Fox carries the ball for 6 yards and now is hobbling a bit as he walks off. I think it was just his shoe, hopefully.
Yeah, and it was extremely hot today, so, cramping could be an issue.
2nd and 4, inside counter play. This is Fox rolling over everybody, including our back judge. So the official gets popped on the play as well.
And he just said, I didn't even feel it.
He's all right. That was Mao on the carry that time. And again, here's Fox hobbling off the field, and we will keep an eye on that, certainly. Hopefully he is all right. Very important part of that Vallivue offense. That last carry by Mao goes for 8 and a first down. So 1st and 10 for the Falcons from their own 35-yard line. We're down to 1:35 to play in the third, and then we'll flip the field. On a calm, clear night in Burley. They'll fake the toss, keep it with the quarterback. Isaac Moore out across the 40 to the 42-yard line. It'll be second out and short now for the Falcons. 2nd and 3, we'll call it, after the 7-yard run by Moore. And again, keeping an eye on Tyson Fox. They're working on him on the sideline, Sean. I think you're right. Just might be some cramps on a hot night. Trying to get him stretched out and back in there for Vallivue. Meanwhile, a 2nd and 3. Inside counter, this is Mao, nowhere to go. Mao maybe got a yard, that's it. Plugging up the hole that time for Burley was Brock Sheffer, the senior. Gain of 2, we'll call it, and it's 3rd and 1 now for the Falcons. Big play coming up. 3rd and 1 for Vallivue from their own 44-yard line. They've got to get to the 45 to pick up the first down. Looks like Tyson Fox back in there for the Falcons. They'll keep it with the quarterback Moore. He'll push the pile for 2 and a gain of a first down and a penalty flag in at the end as well. What do you think, Sean?
Might have been a personal foul of some sort. It was a pretty late flag.
Yeah, personal foul on Burley. So somebody maybe said a magic word, or either way.
Push the pile the wrong way.
That's right. And now, instead of ball at the Burley 49, it's going to be all the way down to the Burley 39-yard line.
And Burley's had a couple costly penalties around midfield that have brought Vallivue over. There was one in the first half. I believe it was a personal foul too, or maybe it was a blocking penalty of some sort, but it was a 15-yard variety, and it kind of got Vallivue all the way to the other half of the field.
And that will take us down to the end of the 3rd quarter. Through 3. We wouldn't have it any other way. Burley 40, Vallivue 38. We'll be back with the 4th quarter right after this break. You're watching Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Welcome back to Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com, presented by D.L. Evans Bank. Brandon Bainey alongside Sean Kane as we get ready for the 4th quarter of action. The Burley Bobcats with a 2-point lead over the Vallivue Falcons in a 4A non-conference battle. It's 40-38 Burley. Vallivue, though, has a 1st and 10 at the Burley 39-yard line as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They'll fake the handoff. Moore going to take a deep shot. Has a man. It's Fox. Lays out and cannot hang on. Incomplete. And Fox is down again, Sean. He left with what we think were cramps earlier in the game. Got stretched out, came back in, and now he is down again. And you hate to see that. He's been such a dynamic player tonight for the Falcons.
And there was a penalty on the play.
Let's see where they threw the flag at. We'll have to sort.
Picked it up right there around the 40.
What do you think here, Sean? That's going to be maybe an eligible receiver downfield? Possibly. You know, it looks like Vallivue had moved back. They're going to put it back at the 49, and maybe they picked up the flag. Burley huddling up right over where Tyson Fox is laying down meanwhile, so while they attend to Fox, we will let's see, it looks like they've got Fox still working on him down around the 15-yard line. So while they continue to work on Tyson Fox, we will be back right after this break. It's Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's national sales event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Back on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. This is the site you like to see, Sean. Let's go ahead and swing it over to Tyson Fox, walking off the field here for Vallivue. You can see he's pretty much walking under his own power, which is great to see. He's been such a dynamic back, and he goes both ways. He's obviously important at running back, but a great cover corner for Vallivue as well. And so we hope it's just cramps on a hot night here in the Magic Valley, and we certainly hope he can return to the game soon. It was a holding penalty, Sean, against Vallivue. So it'll be 1st and 20 now for the Falcons with the ball back at their own 49-yard line. Adding insult to injury on that last play. Moore, bootleg, rolling out, has time on the run, flings it downfield. That's caught at the 34-yard line and shoved out of bounds. So they pick up about 12 yards there on the pass. And that was hauled in by Oscar Malacara.
It was kind of a similar play that they ran for the two-point conversion, just for quite a bit more yards.
So Malacara makes the grab for 15 yards. 2nd and 5 for Vallivue now, after it was 1st and 20. Moore under center. Will bootleg and hand off right side, keep it himself. And Isaac Moore, shifty, slips out of bounds inside the 20. That'll be enough for a Falcons first down. We'll see where they mark him out at. It's going to be right at the 19-yard line. A gain of 16 for Moore on the carry. So we're seeing with Fox out of the game, Isaac Moore at quarterback starting to take more ownership in the run game. We're down to 11:38 to play here in our 4th and final quarter of action. The Falcons trail by 2. The difference in the game right now, Burley is 5 for 5 on two-point conversions. Vallivue is only 4 of 5. So 1st and 10 from the Burley 19-yard line. Inside handoff to Mao. Slips one tackle, but not the second. And Mao brought down around the 15-yard line. It'll be a gain of 2 and a 2nd down and 8.
And Vallivue just keeping with the kind of the same game plan, just kind of slow and steady wins the race.
2nd and 8 for the Falcons. Ball is at the 16-yard line of Burley. Quarterback keeper up the middle again for Moore is going to take it inside the 15, down around the 12. It'll be 3rd down. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 here for Vallivue. That was a 5-yard carry by Moore on the QB keeper. They've got to get to the 10 to pick up the first down. So it's 3rd and a long 4 here. Inside handoff to Mao, slamming into bodies. I don't think he got there, Sean.
Looks a little short.
So Mao gets 2. It'll be 4th and 1 now for the Falcons. And obviously going to go for it here with 10 minutes to play, down 2. It is 4th and 1 at the Burley 11-yard line. And again, they've got to get to the 10 to pick up the first down.
And I think Fox went back in.
He is back in. He's the wing back on the top of your screen in the formation. He's the man in motion now, and Penalty flags come out. Burley jumps again.
It's just like deja vu on the goal line for Burley, right? They had him in 4th and 1 earlier in the game and did the exact same thing.
So the Bobcats jump off sides again. And that gives Vallivue 1st and goal now at the 6. Can the Falcons punch it in with 9:35 to play? Up the middle. Yes, they can. Tyson Fox for the touchdown.
And he's still limping a little bit.
They'll take it.
Just put him in for the touchdowns.
So Tyson Fox from 6 yards out. Vallivue back in front by 4. Need the 2-point conversion to push it out to 6. And you're right, Fox again hobbling off. He's a tough guy, though, I'll tell you that much. That's a guy I want on my side, and now he collapses on the sideline. He's fine, he just keeps cramping up is all. It's just, they're going to get the Theragun out and start to work on his calf. It seems to be what's giving him the problems. 9:30 to play. Meanwhile, big 2-point conversion here for Vallivue. Moore under center, keeps it. Off his back foot, throws, somehow caught. Oh no, now they'll say incomplete. Oh, I thought that was caught between 2 defenders. They will say no dice. And so the score remains 44-40. How did Moore get that throw between 2 defenders, first of all, and second of all, how did that ball not become a catch?
I thought he caught it.
Whoa.
It was on his leg.
All right, well, 44-40, the score with 9:30 to play in this one. As the pass is no good that time. Great battle brewing here on Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com. If we take a look at our Friday Night Flash, our live in real time updating scoreboard from around the state. What else is going on in the 4A ranks right now down the home stretch? Bishop Kelly with a 35-0 lead over Centennial, and that game went final. Also from the SIC tonight, Emmett with a 20-0 lead over Fruitland. Pocatello leads Ridgeview 34-0. Middleton over Skyview 28-8 as well. Squib kick taken at the 42-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bobcats. And from the Great Basin Conference tonight, Canyon Ridge shutting out Wood River 17-0 in the 4th. It is Twin Falls with a 7-0 lead over Idaho Falls at last check. Also tonight, Minico was trailing Ridgeline 7-6. Ridgeline, Utah early on in that battle as well. And then there's this game, 44-40. Vallivue, 1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 42-yard line. Loveland out of the shotgun here. Burley trying to get the lead back with 9:29 to play. Loveland will sling it. That's caught on a curl by Bear. And Gatlin Bear will take it up to the 48 for a gain of 7 to make it 2nd down and 3. It's actually 2nd and 4, so we'll call it a gain of 6. 8th reception of the night for Gatlin Bear. 2nd and 4. Loveland feeling the heat. Steps up and evades the pressure. Now throws off his back foot and caught again by Bear over the middle across the 50 to the Vallivue 46-yard line. A gain of 7 and a Bobcats 1st down.
Man, if that Vallivue defender didn't jump, he probably had a sack.
Yeah, that was a nice pump fake by Loveland to get the guy in the air instead of focusing on the tackle. 1st and 10 Burley from the Vallivue 46. Loveland fires a strike, broken up. I thought Vallivue had a chance at the interception, but it was thrown on such a rope that it bounces off the defender's chest plate. In coverage was Oscar Malacara for Vallivue. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Dangerous throw there as two defenders were right there in double coverage. 2nd and 10 for the Bobcats. 8:39 to play. Burley down 4. They're going to throw a backside screen to Khalil Schroeder. Makes the grab out across the 45 to the 43. Minimal gain of 3, and it's 3rd and 7. An obvious 2-down territory for the Bobcats here with 8:18 to play. 3rd and 7 for Burley. They've got to get to the Vallivue 36-yard line to pick up the first down. Vallivue trying to get a stop here on 3rd and 7. Loveland taking a deep shot, overthrew his man. Pass intended that time for Caden Palmer. First time we've called his name tonight. And it's now 4th and 7 for the Bobcats. What do you dial up here, Coach Kane?
Well, I'd look for maybe number 2, Williams, right down here in front of us. He's kind of been quiet this half, but if they give him enough space, maybe a little fly pattern down there.
Williams at the bottom of your screen. 3 receivers bunched to the bottom. Loveland on 4th and 7. In trouble, throws off his back foot. It is through the hands and incomplete. A turnover on downs. They tried to go to Braxton Bowen deep down the middle. A little high for Bowen. It's incomplete, and Vallivue gets it back on downs. And again, the pass rush from Vallivue as Loveland had to throw that off his back foot, caused it to sail just a tick high.
Yeah, almost had it, but the pressure, and then we talked about earlier, if Vallivue could put some pressure on, that was going to be the difference, and they showed up right there.
And now it's the Falcons offense trying to chew some yardage, but also bleed some time off the clock. We're down to 7:42 to play. Vallivue leading 44-40.
And hey, maybe Burley can get a stop here. That would be huge.
Tyson Fox still on the sideline. They're still working on him. They will give off left side this time. First carry of the night for Hayden Farner. And Farner is able to get a yard, and that's it. So again, kind of gut check time here for Vallivue, the leader of your offense, Tyson Fox, on the sideline right now with the athletic training staff attending to him. We're down to 7:10 to play. Vallivue clinging to a 44-40 lead, just trying to move the ball and move the clock. Moore with a man in motion. They'll fake it. Moore will throw an out route. That is off the hands of Gassett, incomplete. It's 3rd down and 9, and that stops the clock as well. Just the 6th attempted pass of the night. They tried to go to the fullback that time, Gassett, right off his hands. And now you talked about can Burley get a stop. They haven't done it since the first possession of the game for the Falcons. Prime opportunity here on 3rd and 9.
Yeah, and this has been kind of uncharacteristic of Vallivue on their offensive side here. So Burley digs in right here. It's a whole new ballgame.
3rd and 9. Play action fake. Moore flushed out on the run. Will try and run for daylight across the 50 and will tiptoe out short of the first down. But 4th and could go for it here for Vallivue. It ends up being a gain of 6, and it'll be 4th and 3 now for the Falcons. You got to think about it now. If you're Vallivue head coach Lane Coffin, longtime head coach in the state of Idaho, 2-time state champion at Century High School at the turn of the millennium. Keeping his offense out there, they're going for it. I like it.
I do too. I mean, if you're able to get it here, well, it might be the game the way they've been running the ball.
Lane Coffin rolling the dice here on 4th and 3, and don't rule out a hard count either. Burley has been more than happy to oblige on a couple of encroachment penalties tonight. 6:47 to play. Moore on a bootleg. has time, looking for somewhere to go. Now will take off and run. Sidesteps a defender and ducks out of bounds for the first down. A 5-yard scramble by Moore, executed to perfection, and Vallivue moves the sticks.
And, Moore's only a sophomore, right? I mean, he's very poised for a sophomore quarterback.
He doesn't look like a sophomore.
No.
He's big and tall and strong. And
that's why I had to look back at the roster at sophomore. All right.
What a play. What a call. I mean, you saw it. He had nobody in front of him, and I thought, I'm thinking he's looking to pass. And I'm like, run. And he finally did and got the first down.
Had enough patience.
Inside handoff. This is Mao plunging ahead for a gain of a yard. Clock rolling at 6:30 to play now, and Vallivue leading 44-40. And if Vallivue gets a touchdown on this drive, there's a ways away from that, but if they get a touchdown, that means they've taken some time off the clock, but also up 4, that puts them ahead by 10. It makes it a 2-score game, even if they don't get the conversion. So, this is a big drive for that Burley defense, trying to get a stop here. 2nd down and 9 for the Falcons. Ball at the Burley 43-yard line. Moore, bootleg, rolling out again, throws across his body and throws it short. Intended receiver was Noah Clark. It's now 3rd and 9 again for Vallivue. I like what they're doing here with Tyson Fox not in the game. He's just sitting on the bench now. The athletic training staff isn't by him any longer. And so that takes away a big part of your offense, the sweeps on the edges. So how do you replace that? You have your quarterback roll out to the edges. I think they were hoping there that Moore could maybe run, but feeling the heat, decided to force the throw to avoid a big loss of yardage.
Which is definitely a heads-up play.
But it does stop the clock, and now it puts Vallivue in a 3rd and 9 situation. Burley going to try and bring the heat here on 3rd and 9. Moore rolling out again. In trouble. Ball comes out from behind. Loose ball. Who recovered it? Looks like Vallivue falls back on top of it for no gain and 4th down. That ball was punched out from behind by Michael Martinez. Sophomore defensive tackle. He had great pursuit from the backside and punched that ball out. Vallivue recovers, but it's 4th down and 9 for the Falcons with 5:40 to play. And Vallivue again going to go for it. And again, they'll try to draw Burley off sides, but the Bobcats have already committed 6 of those infractions tonight. No chance they're jumping here. Moore, play action. Gonna take a deep shot. Home run ball. Overshoots everybody, and Burley gets the stop it needed. They turn it over on downs, and Moore was walloped as he unleashed that ball as well. He gets helped up off the turf by Ramsey Trevino. Another great sign of sportsmanship between these two sides.
Yeah, you love to see it. There was just Burley brought the house, and the house came down.
Yeah, when the house calls, you have to be ready to answer, and that time the Burley defense was. So Burley gets it back, 1st and 10, working from their own 41-yard line with 5:14 to go. The Bobcats trailing by 4, trying to get back in it here. Loveland slings it over the middle. Somehow that's hauled in at the 45-yard line by Bowen. Braxton Bowen makes an acrobatic catch over the middle for a gain of 16 and a 1st down.
And, man, Loveland's passes, you got to have those gloves on to catch those suckers.
1st and 10. Loveland in trouble. Play blown dead.
I think that's going to be number 6 on Burley.
False start.
Schroeder.
Yep, it is a false start. Nice work there, Eagle Eye.
He just started running way before they snapped the ball.
And Loveland kind of was like, hey, what gives? I was about to throw a deep ball, and it's like, there was actually a Vallivue guy in your face. There's just as good a chance that, he brings you down. So I think for Burley, they'll take it. It's 1st and 15 for the Bobcats, now back on their own side of the 50, their own 49-yard line. 4:48 to play. Loveland going for the home run ball for Gatlin Bear. Off his shoulder and incomplete, but a penalty flag down at the 5. Bear was double covered, and one of the few times tonight that Bear actually overran the route, right?
Yeah, it was a little behind him. It was the first time all night.
But Vallivue, I think, is about to be whistled here for pass interference. We await the call, and it is pass interference on the Falcons. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Burley with the ball at the 36-yard line of the Falcons now. Still plenty of time, 4:40 to play in this one. Vallivue leading by 4, 44-40. Burley trying to respond. Handoff to Trevino, has a hole inside the 30, inside the 20, inside the 10, and into the end zone for a Burley touchdown. That is a 36-yard run to the house for Ramsey Trevino. Burley strikes back.
Must be right behind the scoreboard where the fireworks are going off. What a run. And I was just kind of thinking, haven't seen a lot from Trevino in this quarter, and sure enough, they drew him up.
Bobcats line up to go for 2 now to try and extend the lead to 4. It's a jet sweep for Ryan Jensen. He leads and he gets it. Wow, great effort by Jensen on the 2-point conversion run. 48-44, Burley. You having fun yet, Sean?
Woo! Can't catch my breath.
Holy mackerel. We've got 4:31 to play. Time for a game reset. 4:31 to play here in the 4th quarter. Burley leads Vallivue 48-44. Burley about to kick off. Each side has all 3 timeouts remaining. How has Burley scored tonight? A 14-yard touchdown pass from Caleb Loveland to Gatlin Bear. A 61-yard touchdown pass from Loveland to Jacob Williams. A 61-yard touchdown pass from Loveland to Ramsey Trevino. A 1-yard touchdown run by Trevino, and then the 36-yard touchdown run by Trevino that you just saw. How has Vallivue scored tonight? A 9-yard touchdown run by Tyson Fox, an 11-yard touchdown run by Koa Mao, a 38-yard touchdown pass from Isaac Moore to Mao, a 1-yard touchdown run by Moore, a 4-yard touchdown run by Tyson Fox, and a 6-yard touchdown run by Tyson Fox. Also forgot to say for Burley, Loveland had a 20-yard touchdown pass to Gatlin Bear, so they've hooked up twice tonight. The key storyline, though, is Tyson Fox left midway through the 4th quarter for Vallivue with a lower leg injury and has not returned. He still is sitting on the bench with his helmet on the ground beside him. Squib kick, dangerous! Who recovered that? Oh, I think Vallivue just got back on top of it. Just barely recovered by the Falcons. That was Siggy Rodriguez who fell on top of that. And 1st and 10 now for Vallivue with plenty of time still, 4:30 to play.
Yeah, and Vallivue hasn't been, the quickest offensive team, so they're going to have to kind of come up with a little, maybe a few more passes on this drive to get into the end zone, and have to go for 2 because they're down by 8. So, a lot to happen before that, but they might have to pick up the pace a little bit offensively.
48-44, Burley with the lead. And Vallivue has tried to pass more since Fox left with the injury. They'll hand off here on 1st down to start, and what a run. That is going to go for a gain of 19 and a Vallivue 1st down. That's Hayden Farner on the carry. And again, for Valley View, the goal is simple. Get to the edge and let our backs do the work from there.
And super patient. He allowed his blockers to get in front of him to get about 5-7 more yards.
Yeah, good patient running in this option attack by Valley View. 1st and 10 for the Falcons now with the ball at the Burley 41-yard line. Double handoff again. This is Mao with a good block out ahead, and Mao will carry it to the 36. So Koa Mao ahead for a gain of 5, and it'll actually a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd and 6. We're down to 3:45 to play. Valley View trailing by 4, 48-44. Facing a 2nd and 6 at the Burley 36. Looking for the edge again. Brought down after a gain of just a yard is Farner. That was Ryan Jensen coming from behind to make the tackle. We'll give him 2 officially, and it's 3rd and 4. And again, each side has all 3 timeouts remaining. Clock continuing to wind right now, though. We're down to 3 minutes to play.
Kind of interesting, Burley did like a line shift. They brought in a whole bunch of different guys on defense right there.
Valley View, play blown dead before it can start. This may be a false start on the Falcons. And it is. So instead of 3rd and 4, it's now 3rd down and 9. With 2:50 to play. So 3rd and 9 for the Falcons. Everybody bunched in tight. Double handoff to Mao again. Mao lowers the shoulder. Mao headed to the stables. Mao to the end zone. Touchdown, Valley View. That is a 38-yard touchdown run by Koa Mao.
Oh, my. You know, if you're Burley, you're thinking, we got this false start. We're holding them pretty well, and boom, Mao with just a huge run.
And now Valley View will line up for 2 again. They're up by 2, 50-48. With 2:27 to play, handoff is to Farner. He didn't get it. It remains a 2-point Valley View lead, 50-48. What a game we've had here tonight, Sean. And so Valley View, boy, 50 points. You know, Burley put up 62 in the Week 1 win over Mountain Home. They allowed 39. Well, now they've allowed 50 tonight. What's the magic number here?
And Valley View put up 32 against Twin Falls last week, so I don't know, 63? I don't know.
What is the magic number? We're going to find out. And 2:27 on the clock for the Burley Bobcats is an eternity. Our game reset. Valley View leads Burley by 2, 50-48. 2:27 to play in the game. Each side has all 3 timeouts remaining. Valley View will be kicking off to the Bobcats. Burley loves to throw the ball downfield. They've only attempted tonight 12 rushes compared to 35 pass attempts. Neither side has even attempted a PAT, point after try, tonight. They've gone for 2 every time. Squib kick. Taken on a hop by Ryan Jensen. Jensen out across the 35, out to the 37, where it'll be 1st and 10 for Burley.
Jensen with some nice moves there to avoid a few tackles.
That's the thing, and not only has neither side attempted a point after kick tonight, but neither side really has kicked it deep. It's all been squib kicks. So you kind of hold your breath on every one of them because on squib kicks, anything can happen.
Yeah, either the other team can recover it or take it to the house. I mean, there's kind of everything's been going on.
1st and 10 for the Bobcats from their own 43-yard line. 2:23 to play and Burley down 2. 4 receivers stacked vertically to the bottom of your screen. We'll see what they throw here. Loveland going to take a deep shot the other way for Bear. It is bobbled and nearly intercepted. Oh my goodness. Gatlin Bear had it and then lost it. And then it was nearly picked off by Malakara from Vallivue. What do you think of that play? With 4 receivers stacked to one side, Bear alone on the other, and that's where Loveland went.
Yeah, Loveland never looked towards us, to our side of the field. They were going to Bear the whole time. And almost got it.
They almost did, but Gatlin Bear drops it. So it's 2nd and 10 now. They fake the jet sweep. It's going to be a middle screen. Ramsey Trevino has blockers. The 50, the 40, the 30, and brought down at the 26. That is a gain of 40 and a first down.
And Trevino might be the leading receiver for Burley at this point.
He is. In terms of yardage, not in terms of touchdowns, but in terms of yardage. We're down to 2 minutes to play. 1st and 10 for Burley. Ball is at the Vallivue 33-yard line. Clock continuing to roll. Burley has all 3 timeouts remaining. Like a shark, though, they can smell blood in the water. Loveland throws a backside screen. That's Gatlin Bear. Bear makes a juke to the outside. Bear crashing inside the 5 and down around the 3. A gain of 30 and a first down.
And, you know, we talked about Fox not being on the offensive side. He's a pretty good defensive back for Vallivue, and I think that's been a difference, too, not having him to be able to play defense.
Tyson Fox remains on the Vallivue bench. Left with an injury midway through the period. Leading rusher tonight for the Falcons and one of their top cover corners. And now Vallivue will take a timeout here because they want to preserve some time on the clock because I think it's apparent that, you know, Burley's probably going to punch this thing in. It's 1st and goal for the Bobcats at the 4 with 1:37 to play.
Yeah, Vallivue will want one more shot at it and keep some of that time on there. You know, Vallivue's been pretty, methodical at their drives, but they've also had 2 or 3 drives where they just are one-shotters and got the touchdown too, so they can score in a hurry too.
It is 1st and goal for the Bobcats at the 4-yard line of Vallivue. Burley has all 3 timeouts remaining. Vallivue now down to 2 with 1:37 to play. And again, Burley calm, cool, and collected. Just march the ball down the field. That 40-yard middle screen to Ramsey Trevino was a great play call at the right time as Vallivue was selling out on the pass rush. And then another screen to Gatlin Bear. So they've taken the home run shots, but what's gotten them to this point, back-to-back screen passes.
Yeah, and there was another kind of little screen earlier in the game that went all the way for about a 61-yard touchdown. So
yeah, to Trevino.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1st and goal for Burley from the Vallivue 4 with 1:37 to play, trailing by 2, 50-48. Loveland out of a pistol. They give to Trevino up the middle into the end zone for the Bobcat touchdown. Ramsey Trevino does it again.
With 1:33 left in the game.
And again, this is a big 2-point conversion for Burley. If they get it, it puts them up 6, which forces Vallivue to score a touchdown to tie. If they don't get this 2-point conversion, the deficit is 4, and Vallivue wins with a touchdown.
So this is huge right here.
Big 2-point conversion for the Bobcats. Loveland, back to pass, throws an out route, it's broken up. Well defended, well read. And broken up by who else but Malacara. He's been all over in that Vallivue secondary tonight. And so it remains 54-50 Burley with 1:33 to play, and Vallivue has 2 timeouts remaining.
And that's the first time Burley didn't convert on the 2-point conversion, so huge.
So 54-50 Burley with a 4-point lead and 1:33 to go. The kickoff will also be important because neither team has been able to boot it deep tonight, which means on a squib kick here, Vallivue is probably going to get the ball in somewhat decent field position. The downside is Vallivue's strength is running the ball, and they may be forced to pass more than they'd like. What a wild back and forth game we've had tonight, though.
No doubt.
So Tristan Price will kick off for Burley. 3 return men back deep for Vallivue, stand at their own 20. I'll be shocked if the ball gets there. Here's the kick. Squibber taken at the 32 by one of the up men, and he falls down on it immediately. I think that was Siggy Rodriguez. He recovered the last one for Vallivue as well. So here it is. Ball will be at the Vallivue 32-yard line. They've got to go 68 yards, and a touchdown wins it. They're down 4, so it's touchdown or bust.
That's it.
2 timeouts to work with. 1:31 remaining on the clock. Can the Burley defense get one more stop and walk out of here with a 2-0 start to their season? Or can Vallivue pull a rabbit out of the hat and pick up their first win of the year? Play blown dead before it can start. And timeout Burley. Didn't like what they saw.
Which was pretty much what Vallivue does every drive, but
They were bunched in tight in the wing tee. So the big storyline for Vallivue, obviously, is Tyson Fox, leading rusher, really the focal point of the offense. He's so great at the sweeps. He's out. He left with an injury midway through the 4th. Looks to be all right. He's just sitting on the bench right now, kind of got some tape on his lower leg. So the offense changes a little bit. They've been hitting with Maua more up the middle, which, with 68 yards to go and 1:31 to go is, you could do that a couple of times, but not much. So how have they tried to make up that production on the edge? They've been trying to roll out Isaac Moore, the quarterback, but that's also forced them to pass more than they're, comfortable doing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a double-edged sword. I'll tell you that they've also gotten great production off the bench from a relatively cold Hayden Farner, who's come in and run the ball really well. I mean, he's listed as a quarterback on the roster, but he's come in and played wingback in the place of Tyson Fox. So here we go, 1st and 10 for Vallivue from their own 32-yard line. Low snap. Moore's got it, plenty of time, will sling it. It is just beyond the outstretched fingertips of Brock Wilson. At the 45-yard line, it'll be 2nd and 10. Had plenty of time that time, and Burley's only got 3 down linemen right now. You assume they're going to just rush 3, and
it should have time to get a ball somewhere, and
now
it hasn't thrown a ton too. So that's always hard when you haven't been throwing all game to kind of switch gears.
Now they rush Moore. Moore in trouble, avoids the sack for a moment. On the run, fires, intercepted at the 40-yard line. Picked off by Gatlin Bear. Bear out on the return, breaks it to the 30 and will go down at the 29-yard line. And that will seal it. Gatlin Bear intercepts the pass over the middle and Burley gets it back.
First turnover of the game is the most important one, because that's going to be pretty much the ball game unless something crazy happens, which I wouldn't put anything past anything so far in this game.
I mean, it's not implausible, but, you know, if I'm Burley here with 1:13 to play and Valley View only has the 2 timeouts left, I'm just kneeling the ball. Right now they're lined up in the shotgun, though, and they will more than likely hand off to Ramsey Trevino here. That's exactly what they do, and Trevino going to plow ahead, and Valley View will take their second timeout to stop the clock at 1:08. But, boy, Burley brought the blitz that time. They sent 5 guys, and that forced Moore out of the pocket a little more, earlier than he would like, and he never saw Gatlin Bear. He thought he had one-on-one coverage, and Bear was over the top, and like a pirate came in and snagged it.
And Moore avoided one monstrous hit with a sidestep, and he was lucky just to avoid that first one.
So Valley View down to 1 timeout remaining with 1:08 to play, and Burley leading 54-50 in a game that has set defensive football back about 10 years. Everybody loves a shootout, though. Right?
I mean, it's definitely entertaining. But ironically, what's going to win it for Burley is defense, right? The interception. So you can say all you want about the offense, but at the end of the game, really, defense is probably going to be what won the game for them.
How poetic.
Yeah.
2nd and 9 for the Bobcats. They'll hand off to Trevino again. No, they'll toss it to Bear this time on a sweep. Penalty flag comes out as well. Bear will take it into the end zone, but it's coming back. And I guess I don't get it. Like, it's a face mask penalty against Valley View, so that is a touchdown for Burley. Okay. Gatlin Bear gets the toss, and Bear takes it 29 yards for the score. Well, now it really puts the game to bed.
Yeah. Maybe they'll try a field goal, though. Probably not.
Probably not. What did they score against Mountain Home? 62. Trying to keep that average. They could get it here with a 2-point conversion. They are going to try a kick.
Yep.
I think it's going to be Gatlin Bear kicking. So Bear with a 29-yard touchdown run. And timeout Burley to talk about it.
To not kick the field goal? Yeah, it was kind of a weird play, right? I think everyone thought the penalty kind of was blown dead, and they it kind of seemed like everyone stopped playing, but couldn't quite. You got to keep going there.
True.
But at the end, probably could have just kneeled it and be done.
That's kind of what I was thinking was, why risk a turnover? Why risk a penalty on your team that would stop the clock and put you, when you're just trying to grind out a win and the opposing team only has 1 timeout left and it's only 2nd down and there's less than a minute to go, you can kneel down twice and get out with the win, right? And especially, with Gatlin Bear, a player who missed last week with an injury, obviously looked fine tonight, but.
Yeah. Well, you definitely, you definitely want to get out of a game like this injury-free, and Vallivue might not get out of it injury-free. So if you can avoid any unnecessary damages, man, that's the way to go.
And for Valley View, the theme for them is going to be the same as it was last year. The depth is low, numbers are low. They got to stay healthy. They got to the quarterfinal round last year and pushed eventual champ Skyline for a half, but they had so many injuries by the end of the year. Option play, In for the 2-point conversion is Jacob Williams. And for the second week in a row, the Burley Bobcats will have a 62 next to their name when you look at the final score on IdahoSports.com. And that will just about put this one to bed.
Yeah, it's tough to say, hey, we put up 50 points and lost the game, you know. Just kind of the game. It came down to kind of possession, and Vallivue had the chance with the last possession, but Burley coming up with the big interception.
We'll go ahead and see what happens here on this kickoff. And again, stranger things have happened by not running out the clock. You know, what if Vallivue returns this for a touchdown and then they're back in it down just one score and they get an onside? I mean, a lot of things have to happen, and, you know, percentages say it's not, but why open yourself up to that opportunity?
Especially the way the kicking games have been going for both teams.
Yeah, hey, Tyler Buckley took one back for Burley or for Vallivue tonight, and only a penalty brought it back, but another squibber caught by Vallivue at the 38-yard line, and now the Falcons, you know, still with the timeout remaining as well, will have a chance here down 10. And 58 seconds to play.
Picking up your trash and putting it in the trash cans in the aisles. Thank you.
We might be the last game of the night here on IdahoSports.com.
Yeah.
I don't know. We had a couple games up north that are an hour behind us in the Pacific time zone, but another timeout spent by Burley.
Yeah, kind of just a weird flow to this game. Kind of had parts that were super quick, parts that were just very long and drawn out. You know, just kind of not a lot of rhythm to it.
I believe that is Burley's final timeout as well. So 58 seconds to go. You know, we got to get home, Sean. I'm sure you've got a busy day tomorrow. I've got to go to Soda Springs. We're broadcasting cross country again on IdahoSports.com this year, and Paul Kingsbury and I will be live from Soda Springs tomorrow for the annual Cardinal Classic at the Kelly Ski Area.
I'm sure. I mean, you might get some fall colors. It might be pretty nice out there.
Yeah, I mean, too bad there weren't lights where we can run at night when it's kind of cooler. I mean, it's going to be hot tomorrow.
Yeah, it's supposed to be around 100 degrees tomorrow in places across East Idaho. And, you know, nothing like the heat to start the fair. You know, the fair starting this week, too. I always think, oh, man, you really want to go walk around the fair and it's 100 degrees.
I sure don't. That sounds awful. Double handoff. This is a run for Foreigner out to the 50. We'll stop the clock on the first down. Down to 52 seconds to play, and then they'll set the ball and the clock will run. So Vallivue going to hurry up to the line and snap it again here. 50 seconds to go, down 12, 62 to 50. And off left side again across the 40 out to the 38-yard line.
That middle ref is...
He's taking a couple hits tonight.
He's had to move. He had some good moves right there to get out of the way, but it's been pretty active down the middle.
Another first down for Mao and the Falcons. Mao will check out now. They're burning a lot of time with Mao jogging off the sideline. We're down to 30 seconds now. Double handoff inside to Farner, and Farner across the 35. 25 seconds and rolling for Vallivue. And now for the Falcons, you know, kind of curious that they're kind of running a hurry-up offense, trying to hang in, but they're also running the ball a lot. Now we're down to 9 seconds. Moore going to take a shot. It's intercepted. This could be going back the other way for a pick six. One man to beat. It's the quarterback, and he will bring him down at the 15-yard line, but an interception by Tyson Holt now officially seals it as time expires on the interception return as well. And so it's gone final. The Burley Bobcats defeat the Vallivue Falcons 62 to 50 We will be back with the IdahoSports.com postgame show right after this.
What is community? It's Friday Night Lights with laughter as post-game commentary. It's fun runs, fun rides. It's passing the boot for local heroes. And it's breaking ground for groundbreaking startups. This is what makes a community. And it's what makes a community bank. It's fertile financial resources turned back into local soil. Here's to people helping others thrive. This is community banking. D.L. Evans Bank, since 1904.
You can't make summer stand still, so make the most of every last second with a new Toyota at Toyota's National Sales Event.
During Toyota's National Sales Event, discover our wide variety of fuel-efficient electrified vehicles. Toyota, let's go places.
Some days, I choose the most difficult trail. I test my limits.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy, but I know it's the right way.
When I get done with my ride and I look back at what I've just accomplished, I feel amazing.
It takes courage and determination to do hard things.
But you can do them.
Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
It can be a lot, trying to figure out how to make it. How to dream big and to wonder, what if? Because no matter where you are in life, if you don't know what's possible in Idaho, it's hard to keep asking, what if? Which is exactly why Next Steps Idaho was created, with everything from smart tools that help you figure out careers you might be suited for, to training and education options for you. So keep asking what if at nextsteps.idaho.gov.
Community 4.
Welcome into the IdahoSports.com postgame show, Magic Valley Game Night here on IdahoSports.com. Back to Burley, where the victorious Bobcats gather at that big silver bee at midfield. Speaking of bees, Brandon Bainey here with, no bees in your name, but
Yep.
Sean Kane back with us as well. And Burley wins tonight 62-50. You know, everyone's going to walk away from this talking about the offense, but really when it mattered the most, it was the Burley defense that got a couple of stops that it really needed in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they came up with some fourth down stops, and, you know, on the last drive for Vallivue, the defense, Gatlin Bear showed up and got an interception, and that was pretty much the turning point of the game.
So let's go ahead and take a look at our IdahoSports.com player of the game. I mean, a lot of worthy candidates anytime you score 62 points, but who do we give it to tonight, Sean?
We're going to go Gatlin Bear. He had 10 catches for 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also had a 29-yard running touchdown, and like I just said, probably the play of the game really was that interception that stopped Vallivue from going down and taking the lead in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he really cemented the game where Burley was up by 4. They were up 54-50. Vallivue was making its comeback attempt. Bear snuck in and intercepted the pass, and then on that drive finished off with the 29-yard touchdown run to give Burley the 2-score lead. So the Burley Bobcats 2-0 to start the year. Been a while since Burley fans have started 2-0, and they will try to keep it going with another home game next Friday night against the Shelley Russets. Now, Shelley was on the end of a pretty bad loss against Sugar Salem tonight, but you know what? Sugar Salem does that to a lot of teams. So Burley will be getting a Russets team that is definitely motivated to put on a good show here. And for the second week in a row, Magic Valley Game Night on IdahoSports.com will be here in Burley to bring you that ball game. For Vallivue, they dropped to 0-2. They're on the wrong end of a couple of shootouts. They'll try to get the defense tweaked up here, and well, they dive into conference play next week. They will host Skyview. And Skyview tonight was locked up in a pretty interesting battle with Middleton, right?
Yeah, they ended up losing to Middleton 35-24. So Middleton was ahead by a lot. So it looks like Skyview made a little late run there in that game.
Interesting. Okay, so Skyview will take on Vallivue in Caldwell next week at Vallivue High. So that'll be an interesting game as well. Thank you for tuning into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of Magic Valley Game Night presented by D.L. Evans Bank. Tonight's game has also been brought to you by our major advertising partners, Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, the Idaho Transportation Department, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, Next Steps Idaho, and your local Toyota dealers. Big thanks to Randy Wynn and everybody here at Burley High School. Randy, one of the great athletic directors in the state, put us in a great spot tonight to call the game, and congratulations to the Burley Bobcats as they defeat Valley View 62-50, the final. Gatlin Bear, our IdahoSports.com player of the game. For Sean Kane, I'm Brandon Bainey. Until next time, good night, everybody.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com GameStreams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com.